Mic check this.
Mic
Michael
check 1 2 1 2.
All right, welcome to Blue Reach Podcast, episode 311. I'm Adrian. That's Kels, and we got an angel. David has died. He has become an angel. I don't know how. Genuinely,
I am
I'm
the
kind of.
radiant glow in the night.
If I had to make a bet, I would have not bet on him going up. I thought he was going all the way down, but hey, he is ascended. So
It shows that it's what in your heart that matters, not your actions.
He's like a glowing ghoul from Fallout.
This is our video game podcast. We go live on youtube.com/@BlueRepeats. We talk about a lot of video games and a lot of movies and random stuff because we can. My bad on not showing up last week. I don't know why. I don't know if the internet was out because like no internet outage thing was popping up, but like nothing was working. And it wasn't working for like
I've
a
had
full
that happen.
24 hours.
It's so frustrating because whenever you try to call or do anything, it's like, well, we don't know what the fuck's happening either. It's like, that's your job.
Yeah, I was on the
What
chat
we pay you for.
I was on the chat with Xfinity for 30 minutes and like, and they have to do they have to be overly positive, right? And they're like, we promise everything's gonna be fixed, and I'm like, it's not. Like, well, give it like half an hour. I'm like, all right, whatever, I guess. And I fucked around and I clicked the THCP whatever it is off 6 off whatever.
The Tony Hawk Pro Skater
Yeah,
6.
that's what I was thinking. I was gonna say it, but it was whatever the TP6 protocol internet thing. I clicked that off, and everything started working finally. I need to click it back on. Apparently, because I hear that slows everything down if you click it off. But whatever, I'll figure it out later. But right now it works, so I'm not touching shit.
Are you talking about enabling IPv6 protocol?
Yeah, so here's what happened. Literally nothing was working. Like it was like load. If I disconnect the internet and put it back up, it would load for a split second and only for like that like minute, and it would load slow.
Okay.
And my phone was working fine though. My TV was not, but just aside from the phone, everything else was fucked. I clicked that off, and suddenly everything on the internet was working again.
The fuck?
I don't know. And I've not turned it back on because I know I should turn it back on. So I'm going to turn it back on sometime. But everything's working right now. So I'm afraid to touch it until after the podcast. I don't know, dude. I don't get it. I fucking hate
Working, don't touch it. we're
Yeah,
good.
I hate when technology just decides to fuck off for a second. And it's like, oh, we're just not going to work. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you're not going to work? It was working last time you turned on.
Man, before we did this podcast today, we should have like set it up and had you walk on a treadmill at 3 miles per hour. See if you could do the
I
whole
was
podcast.
gonna actively. I have one of those walking ones that we just put in the living room. I was gonna do that. It's just too much work right now. Maybe next podcast. I'm gonna clear out the room and I'll do that.
Maybe.
Yeah, I've been wanting to. Okay, so we'll talk about. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. I've been. I explained a couple things, but we're gonna spoiler cast the fuck out of Long Walk. By the way, I put on my second Twitter a poll out if people are down for like Twitter Spaces for like spoiler cast, like maybe like the Wednesday afterwards. Give you like 5 or 6 days in the theater. I think it's fair for us to have a spoiler cast on a Twitter Space. I think, So I put that up as a poll on my Twitter, and people are saying they tune in. So Kels, if you're interested, maybe we do this like on a Wednesday or something. We'll just hop on Twitter Space and just spoil the fuck out of things. See if anyone wants to pop in. We'll see what the interest is. But we're gonna spoil the fuck out of it here too, because we're gonna do that.
Hell yeah. I also went to the theater in our interim.
But you didn't watch The Long Walk. What'd you watch?
I did not. I watched the Demon Slayer movie.
I did too.
Hell yeah.
Have you even watched Demon Slayer?
No, I watched like 1 or 2 episodes. We'll talk about that in a second.
My man went into the first
well-
part of the finale trilogy without seeing the goddamn series.
So, and it's something I hate doing, and I will explain the situation behind that in a little bit. But before we get to that, boys, it's been 2 weeks. How y'all been?
Been good.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
4.
Yeah, dude. Okay. I had a really good concert week prior. Nine Inch Nails is playing in LA this weekend, like on Thursday and Friday, and it's their last couple shows. And I was like, today was going to be the day I was going to skip I was going to go fuck around in Phoenix again. I was like, you know what? I'll camp Phoenix. I'm sure tickets always go on sale real cheap the last couple hours before the show, because like, all right, fuck, I need to get rid of the ticket, just whatever I get for it. And sure enough, the tickets in the pit for Nine Inch Nails have been about $500 for the last week. They dropped to about 120, and I was like,
Nice.
that would have been it. I was gonna do that, but I was like, I'm tight on money. I'm really tight on money. I'm like, I can't just take time off. I'm like, all right, whatever. I gave up. I conceded. I was like, over it. This morning, I opened up YouTube and the first video pops up because they give you fucking shorts on the top of your YouTube app now. First thing I see is why the Nine Inch Nails Peel It Back tour is a masterpiece. I'm like, oh motherfucker. So out of curiosity, I look at the tickets for tonight, and yeah, they're super cheap. And I'm like, I don't have the money, but I was like, I can get a flight through the partner to go to LA and I just fucking figure it out. Like, just thug it out. Like, whatever. Like, I'm still young enough. I can just say, fuck it. Let's just see what happens. But I don't know. I'm gonna sit on it for like a day, and I don't know. I really am tempted because I've heard nothing but amazing things. I watched a couple videos and I'm like, holy shit! Like some of my favorite songs are getting remixed by Boys Noise. What they do is they do like a main stage, right? And then halfway through the set, they hop in with their intro act, and they do a bunch of remixes in the second middle stage, like where you're closer to
That's
everyone.
actually kind of neat.
Yeah, and I'm hearing like they do a bunch of cool cinematic shit with it. And apparently Trent Reznor's having so much fun doing this. They just confirmed him doing Coachella next year as 9 Inch Noise. So he straight up just brought the opening act with them and branded the band as their Coachella act.
That's actually kind of baller.
Right. That's how much he's having fun with this. And I'm like, motherfucker. And I haven't seen them in 10 years. I'm like, I need to go see that. And this is the last 2 dates. I fucked up and I missed the other thing. I'm like, this is the last 2 dates. I don't know. I don't have the money. I do not have the money for it, but I might just thug it out. I don't know. We'll fucking see. If I don't know. We'll see. Again, I'm gonna go return that Disney Sports Football if I could. But hey, it's already here and I can't return it. I already get my feet back. But I did see Weird Al. Saw Weird Al with Puddle's Pity Party.
Okay.
You guys, are you aware of it, David? Are you aware of Puddle's Pity Party? I didn't know I was aware of them until after the fact, because they were on America's Got Talent, and they're that sad clown that is a really good voice.
Yeah, they did like My Chemical Romance songs. And
They did
shit.
Helena.
Yeah.
They do Dancing Queen and like all those songs. Amazing. I actually had so much fun with that opening act. I have a bunch of his songs downloaded. Great time. Weird Al, fantastic. I'm glad to knock it off the bucket list. He was really fun. Did not play Albuquerque, which pissed off the crowd. Genuinely.
That's weird.
I've never. He teased it the entire set and just didn't do it.
Okay, never mind. That's badass.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and I was like,
Hilarious.
and we're talking about. I was like, I think he might be the only one to get away with doing that. But I was like, genuine. I was like, I'm surprised you actually didn't. His tour is a lot bigger, more like, dude, they're hopping through costumes every other song. Like they play a song, they play a short like minute or two intermission video. He's back out with a whole new wardrobe with his whole entire stage. Like that dude's hustling. And I'm like, I think I get why they didn't. It's probably because it was a whole stage production. They didn't have time to like program a one-time song on this giant world tour thing. So I'm like, I kind of get it, but it was funny. Then did Linkin Park the next day in Phoenix. Bucket list, got a fantastic spot. Funny because one of my friends who on my big road trip back in 2018 when I actually drove out to David the first time, I put my itinerary on the Kind of Funny group page. I'm like, hey, I was active on there. I'm like, hey guys, here's like everywhere I'm driving. Tell me some cool stuff on route there. And this girl posted on there and said, hey, come to Nashville. You can crash our couch. We'll get you barbecue. I'm like, fucking done. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm so in. And met her and her husband. They were fucking amazing. I love them. They were awesome. Just, you know how life is. I'm not traveling much, so I'm like, I haven't seen them since, but we've kept in contact, like very little, like on Facebook, it's like every once in a while I see a post on there, you're like, hey, yeah, like, but they're actually doing, they're doing, their dressing room concessions, like managing all that. So they tour along with Linkin Park on all their things to like manage how the dressing rooms are. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to Pit. And they're like, oh yeah, meet up with me. Hell yeah. Tell me when you're there. Cause they just get to hang out in the Pit every single stop, which is amazing. Saw them. We were talking, like we met, they met my partner. It was super fun. And then she was kind of giving me a load. I was like, all right, by the way, like no promises. And it didn't work out either way, but no promises, but like stand out back here towards the last couple songs. And a lot of times, Mike comes down, he'll sign as much stuff as he can before he's out. So you might get something signed if you just hang out there. I'm like, cool. I was like, fuck, I don't have anything signed. And we're gonna get merch afterwards because the merch line was huge, obviously. I was like, fuck, all right, whatever. I don't know. They were like, okay, well, I'll be right back. I'm like, all right, cool. I thought they were gonna go get something, and they come back with a shirt and like a pin and everything. They're like, yeah, go get this. I'm like, oh my god, like they were super sweet. They got me a shirt back there.
That's fucking sweet.
Uh,
Goddamn.
That's not all they got me actually. They gave me. I was like, I need a marker. Like, do you have a silver Sharpie? Like, yeah, hold up, I got one. They came back with silver Sharpie and this, which I didn't realize that bands have like a bunch of personalized Sharpies, because every you notice whenever they're like bands are like doing sign, or like, hey, who has a Sharpie? They have like just a Sharpie within 2 feet of themselves. I didn't realize because bands like order a fuck ton of these, personalize them, and that's just how they have everything. So I have a cool.
Yeah, never heard of that.
Yeah.
No, I go to smaller shows, so that never happens. I always just carry Sharpies on me. I have a silver and a black one in my.
That's smart. I need to start doing that.
Yeah.
But now
Yeah,
I have a
bag of
cool
them.
ass Linkin Park branded Sharpie.
That's
Hell
sick.
yeah.
And so we're jamming out, and at one point, like halfway through the show, she comes up to me and she's like, "Hey, here," and she got me the set list.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, hell yeah. And then by the last song, we made friends with these 2 guys, by the way, and they were huge motherfuckers. I'm so glad because they were just thugging it out. They're like, all right, where are we going? Cool. And just like, all right, cool, I'm there. Mosh for one step closer because I have to, right? I'm not gonna not mosh at least one of those. But we got back to this thing, and then I didn't get a good enough spot back there. It kind of already got crowded because she was like, I think the word's kind of getting out as to how they do things, so it might be a little bit tough, and it was. So I didn't get anything signed. But she did come back with this actually. So she got me a card fully signed by the entire band as well, as like a,
Oh, that's
hey,
fucking sweet.
my bad, I didn't get you that signature on there, but here's something as a concession. And I felt bad because we told those 2 dudes like, hey, come back here. She's got the hookup on that, and they didn't get anything. And I kind of felt bad because we lost our spot up close, but we still got a killer spot. It was still fine. But she came back and gave them a set list too, and we exchanged numbers with those guys. I'm like, hey, if we're ever around the same area, they're more like Southern California. I'm like, if we're ever there, let's hit each other up and let's do something because they were the homies. But killer show, had a great time doing that. And now I'm just like, dude, I need to hit a Nine Inch Nails concert. I didn't realize also Gorillaz had 4 shows, back-to-back shows in Europe in August. They were playing their self-titled all the way through. Night 2 was Demon Days all the way through. Night 3 was Plastic Beach all the way through, and 4th night was a mystery night. And what happened? Sure enough, they played their brand new album that's coming out next year all in full. I'm like,
No shit.
yeah. I'm like, motherfucker. And that was one too that they just didn't let me know ahead of time. I don't have my passport, and I was like,
I see people hyping that one up too. Supposedly
Yeah.
it's really good.
Apparently they've just like been hanging out in India, and they got like massive inspiration vibes from there, and they're like, cool. And the sweetest thing ever that actually almost got me to tear up a bit, because you look at the track list and there's a lot of dead people on there. And what they're doing is they went back, because Gorillaz have worked with so many people, a lot of people have passed away. They went back to all their past collaborators that have passed away and found ways to put them back into new songs as a way of saying like, hey, they're talking to us from the other side, so we want to keep them alive. I'm like,
That's
that,
actually really sweet.
yeah. I'm like, all right, guys, shut the fuck up.
Watch it come out and be like, yes, we used generative AI. We filtered all their music.
I
through
will
it."
be. You can't imagine how upset I'd be if that would ever happen. Like I would get vehemently upset about it.
The 11th hour
Well,
betrayal.
So if it is like something legit and something cool, that's a really cool opportunity, I think, with Russ, right?
Yeah.
Like especially in the multimedia side of it.
Hmm.
That's something I always wish that could get like explored more, right?
Right.
Because you kind of touch on it a little bit, but then it just kind of gets left behind.
Hmm.
It's like, wait, what's Noodle doing? Like, no, go back to Russ.
I mean, everyone's also like, please give Russell some sort of character this arc, because holy shit, dude's been dead for 15 years.
Yeah, he's just kind of there. He's just like the other member.
Right, but they've been hyped about this album. It's like, this is one of the best albums we've done, 100%. So it's cool to hear
And
that
it's
energy.
funny because I also with that I've been seeing like how much hate there is for Cracker Island.
I don't get it. I like Cracker Island.
Like I don't hate it, but like I think it was like mid, especially compared to like Plastic Beaches and stuff like that.
No, Demon Days and
but-
Plastic Beach don't get touched. Like that's just the nature of the beast. Like those are just gonna
for sure.
be peak. But Cracker Island's still super fun. I mean, it's not cohesive, and I think that's the kind of thing with Gorillaz albums lately. They're just not really cohesive. Compared to Demon Days is like one of my top albums of all time, and it's just so cohesive. It tells a theme, it tells a narrative, and it's like every song on there is just a banger. You're not skipping anything, and it's a full story the entire way. Plastic Beach, I am so glad to always be on that early train where I'm like, everyone's like, this album sucks. I'm like, fuck off, you guys are crazy. And sure enough, people came back and loved that album. But I don't know, like Humans is really the only one that like was not that standout to me, and even then it was all right. It just had so many people on it. It didn't even feel like a Gorillaz album. It just felt like everyone plus Damon Albarn every once in a while. Kind of felt like that.
Yeah, it does really feel like Gorillaz took a back seat in that album.
Yeah. And then their next concert lineup is only in Europe currently, which is like they'll come out here eventually, but bless you. But did watch some movies. I want to get into a good talk with Kels here, but let me let David go off here because let me explain. I hate spoilers with the burning passion, right? You know this, and there's like,
yes.
That's why David reacted the way he did when I saw as I watched it. We went on a double date and they offered, and I just defaulted to saying like, hey, they're asking if this. I told them to message you, and the girlfriend said, all right, sure. And I'm like, I wish you didn't say sure, because it was like a 10:40 showing on a Friday night, and I was so fucking tired. And I'm like already.
Isn't it like a 3-hour movie?
Yeah, it is a 3-hour film.
I thought
it feels longer.
I thought it was 2 hours, dude. I thought it was 2 hours. So I'm looking at my watch like all right, cool, we're almost done, right? And it's like, I'm not spoiling anything, but man, there's like 45 times where the movie feels like it's done. There's like, I'm leveling up. And I'm like, oh my God. How many more times? How many more phases of this boss fight have we got? Holy shit. And it was at the theater that's like super comfortable that I've fallen asleep in those chairs a lot, even in the best movies. Like Mad Max, I've seen that theater a few times. I've fallen asleep. So sure enough. And I was kind of like, the girlfriend kind of told me this, and I was kind of going with it. I'm like, I'm going to try to fall asleep a little bit so I can not remember most of this because I don't want to be here. And I told them this too. I'm like, isn't this like the end thing? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, trying to talk them out of it, but being very polite about it. And they're like, oh, we'll get you caught up. I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't.
Yeah,
do
we're
that.
going to get you caught up on 3 fucking seasons and so many character arcs.
I
Jesus
can't,
Christ.
I literally can't tell one of my friends. I did not post about this really on social media because I know one of my friends would get really fucking pissed at me because she was a secretary at one of my old schools and we're really good friends, and she bought me the first 2 seasons on Blu-ray to watch, and I have still not gotten around to it. And I was like, if she found out I jumped to that, she would fucking kill me. She'd be livid. So, but yeah, no.
I lied. There's 5 seasons prior to that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I forgot
There's
that.
a lot.
And there's other movies too.
Well, the other movies are just some of the seasons in short form.
Right. They do the Dragon Ball thing.
Oh, I thought whatever the Mugen Train or whatever it was like a whole lot.
No, Mugen Train is just season 2 without all the extra details.
Which is not the way I should watch it, correct?
Correct. Just watch the season. Don't watch any of the other films.
I will
just the
say
season shortened.
So I feel like I got enough of it. I know that whatever the big bad of this movie was like apparently a big bad, like they killed someone, and everyone's like, I fucking hate this guy, and then everyone's like, oh, I can't believe I care about the guy that fucked up someone else or something. I'm like, I kind of get that's what the gist of it was.
Yeah, it's a shonen. You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had really badass scenes. Like it looked really good. Obviously, it took up every screening in the goddamn world apparently this week. So it better have made the fucking money off of it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm. It was cool. I don't know. I'm trying to forget it. Quite honestly, I'm trying to forget a lot of it.
Basically hopped in the Kid Buu final fight and is like, I don't understand why all these people are mad. What the fuck's with this pink thing?
Yeah, no, and you know me, that's literally, this is the last thing I would ever do, like willingly. I would never want to jump into the end like this. This is not my thing. If anything, I'd look for every prequel I could before ever. But alas, I was done on there, and it was kind of like, I need to socialize more, and I can't just be bailing out of every fucking thing I always want to do. So
that's fair.
it was one of those things where I felt obligated. Like I can't cancel. but they saw me, and the other couple he was kind of making fun of me because I knocked myself the fuck out in the first like 15 minutes. I was like in and out until the last fight, like the last like major part of the last fight. That's when I was like, all right, cool, I'm awake, I think now.
Yeah, but how many parts of the final fight?
Dude, that was a
Fucking
long.
lasted for so-
I'm sorry, but there should not be it. And I fucked up with Hobbs and Shaw. I did that same shit with Hobbs and Shaw. I watched like a 10 o'clock showing of that, and me and my friend Nick fucking regret the shit out of that. There should not be a 10 o'clock showing for that fucking movie, anything like that. Because even the fans, some of them were like getting sleepy. It's a long fucking movie, brother.
All right, let me. I'm not gonna go into heavy spoiler territory, but let me dissect this film a little bit, real quick.
Okay.
So the wife and I went to it because we enjoy the Demon Slayer. We're not like huge fans of it, but you know I've been following it since the beginning, and I got the wife really into it. So we were excited. We actually had to go out of town to see it because, which is a rarity for Maine, our local theater actually was sold out of tickets. We had to go to another town to even go see.
I was gonna say there's no way it
Um,
wasn't showing.
Yeah, no, it was showing. It was just one of those things that like it was fucking sold out. Which the only thing that ever sells out around here is like Marvel shit. So
And even then, I'm sure the
just
last
blew
couple
my
have
goddamn
not.
mind. No, the last couple have not indeed. But it's one of those things like, all right, cool. So we go, and the best way to kind of summarize it is it demonstrates why Demon Slayer works as a show but not a movie, because all of the major trappings of how Demon Slayer presents its story unfortunately are made horrifically unbearable when you're watching a long film. Because the Demon Slayer formula, all right, set the stakes. Here's our characters. Set up the villain a little bit. Perfect. Have them go fight the villain. They have their monologues. They fight. And then either before the villain wins or after they've defeated the villain, we put a stop to everything. We have a big old flashback. And then we resume where we left off. And initially we had hopes because that first major fight that happens in it, the flashback is fucking quick. The dude's just like, nah, I was a little piece of shit kid and my family were fucking horrible too. It's like, great, cool.
I forgot
We got
about
his
the
backstory
flashbacks.
out of the way. We're not spending 10 years fucking cooking on anything. Great. Action is phenomenal. The animation's fucking gorgeous. Having a grand old time. And then it just keeps going, keeps going. And it's like, okay, now forget about everything that's happening here. We're now going to follow this character. He's going to go through the end of his character arc. Great. That character's character arc is done. Forget about him as well as again. Just we're going to keep throwing like little scenes.
There was a
of all these
lot
other
going on.
characters. It's basically a war is what it is, an all-out actual fucking war that's happening. And so we're getting all
I'm
of these
excited
kind of
to watch
flash-
it again eventually.
Yeah. And then we get all these other scenes to set up all these other characters, and then we get to the final half of the film, and we get like a major fight that I've been excited for. I knew it was coming, and it was a phenomenal fight, fantastic moments, and then the drag shoot fucking hits because they go ahead and they have the character go into their backstory. And again, the first time they really stopped to do that, there was just a real quick, perfect. All right, we didn't fuck around. We didn't spin around. I swear to God, they spent 40 fucking minutes on this dude's backstory.
You know what it
And
feels like, Kels? You know how it's the play in Beau is Afraid?
Oh, yeah, no, I complete. Okay, so you're coming into this as the Demon Slayer, like don't know anything about it. David's kind of
We
a fan,
covered all the
likes it.
bases?
I actively don't like Demon Slayer, and I forgot that that's one of the big reasons why, because that happens during like the actual season too.
Yes,
It's
that
usually-
happens a lot throughout the series.
Yeah, it's usually not terrible until you get to the big bad of the season, and then it gets really bad. But it happens so many times. Like every character you meet, they're gonna have a flashback at some point.
Tanjiro's gonna look there listlessly for the first few seasons, like, oh, that's a little sad.
Right, and I forgot until David brought it up that that's absolutely like one of their key like things with Demon Slayer.
It is Beau is Afraid. If you watch that, it is like, you know, when
Yeah.
you go to the play and you're like, oh, this is going to be like a really quick, like 2-minute thing, and it's like you look at your watch like it's been an hour. We're still doing this thing.
Yeah. So
That's
again,
awesome.
it's the last fight of the fucking movie. It is
Yeah.
the big climax of the
And then you
first
remember
part
it's a
of this
3-hour movie, and you're like,
trilogy.
oh, that's weird. We still have 90 minutes.
Yeah, and again, I genuinely think the flashback is like a half hour long.
That's insane.
And it's like, fucking Christ, you just killed the entire momentum. And then the fight's not even done. They don't even have they have the audacity to keep the fight going. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean this is still going? And the way they resolve the fight, the wife and I just kind of looked at each other like, there ain't no fucking way. That's how they decided to fucking end that.
I can't wait for One Punch Man to lampoon it now, and they do like an hour-long backstory.
Fucking Christ. I mean, I can't wait for One Punch Man season 3, even though season 2 had not as great of visuals.
I hope that they figured it out over these like 15 years it took for the fucking season 3. Apparently,
So with Demon Slayer, is there like a release date for the next two? Like, and do we know if they're going to be also 3 hour long?
probably.
Yes, they are all supposed to be
Oh
about
my
3 hours
God.
long.
I mean,
That's
this made
9 hours.
fucking money, dude.
That's insane.
This
But
this
yeah,
like this what it made 70 million this weekend.
yeah.
I think the second highest was like Pokemon, and it was like 10 million, or 20, 15, or 20 or 20, I think tops.
Yeah.
And I wonder how much it cost to make compared to like some other movies, because the other movie that we both seen, I seen only cost 20 million, which I thought was fucking insane.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the fascinating thing with Ufotable. Ufotable has a really good track record of working within tight budgets. They just
Yeah, they
get
gotta
shit
use their
done.
employees a little bit.
Budget was 20
Yeah.
million. It has made 462 million.
On Demon Slayer?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
They've made fucking bank, dude. It's the biggest foreign release, I believe, in box office for US.
And I think Mugen Train was like one of the last ones to hold that as well.
It was in the top 10%.
Yeah,
Hell,
because
yeah,
I
okay.
remember that entertainment arc didn't really perform as well.
David, do you have any solid thoughts on that other than like, holy shit, it took long?
Yeah, I mean, it's I would say if for some reason you're like Adrian and you found yourself in a situation where you watch that film before you watch the rest of the series, I will say the film is the perfect encapsulation of how the series goes. If you liked the film, you'll like the series. If you thought, that's kind of bullshit, how this happened or how everything just kind of stops here when this happened, that's the entire fucking series. As Kel said, that's one of the reasons he doesn't like it. And I'll admit, I personally find it to be definitely one of the most narratively frustrating parts of Demon Slayer. So I will say, just expect, instead of like, again, the unfortunate thing is it doesn't work as it's more apparent in a film because again, the whole narrative just stops. If it was the TV series proper, it's like, well, that's a whole episode dedicated to that. Well, all right, I guess at least there's still like 4 more episodes to go. Whatever. You don't think about it as much. But it is still hyper fucking present. And again, like Kel said, it's every major villain has it, but in the first season, it's even more atrocious just because the first season has 24 episodes where the rest of the seasons have 12. And I swear it was like every other villain in the first season had like a big ass fucking backstory to them. Just so fucking unnecessary. We don't need it. Not every fucking character needs a goddamn sad, tragic backstory of how they ended up here. And especially when you don't do it well or interesting. I don't care.
appreciate I appreciate humanizing a lot of villains, but sometimes there just has to be a villain that's just fucked up.
Yeah.
Bro, just
And
fucked.
especially with Daki. Daki was a character that they were interesting as they were. They didn't need more to make them more interesting.
Well,
in fact,
the
you
film got
spending-
well received, right?
Yeah.
We're just being
What do
those
we know
guys.
about writing?
Yeah, we're just being those dudes.
Yeah. What do we know about good storytelling,
Speaking of,
Well,
maybe
I'm sure those people that were just already fans of it, just they get more. Piggy gets more slop.
we could probably touch base on some Marble Hornets here in a second too, but I do want to. Did you watch any of that stuff, David? By the way.
No, I'm gonna be running the partner through the series soon, and then we're gonna watch the. Yeah, I'm gonna pop out the DVDs and we're gonna go through that, and
Jesus
then
Christ. I'm sorry. I didn't know if you watched it or not. They're dropping every Thursday until the part 8's out.
yeah, I'll probably wait until it's
You,
done because I'm gonna have the wife binge through.
I'm gonna throw
series.
you a bone as to why you shouldn't wait till it's done, David. Is because
Hmm.
go on there, just go to the subreddit for Marble Hornets, and it is like a flashback to Unfiction. It is like it is you watch it and everyone's conspiracy theory, taking screenshots, like finding screen caps of Slender Man. It is the biggest nostalgia rush I've had in a while on the internet. That'd be my rationale as to why you don't wait. I mean, take her through it, that's fine. But like being on the internet right now while it's kind
Oh.
of releasing again, the subreddit for this is really fun. It's been so fucking fun. People are just speculating all over the place, and you get screen caps of people doing everything like it used to be. It's you're not gonna get it again. Once you're done with this, you're gonna be reminiscing. Oh, got him.
Oh, one of the top posts I see on there, man, Alex is looking like a millennial lesbian mother of 5.
Yeah,
That's not wrong.
yeah. But it's been
Oh,
popping
my
off, so
God.
I'd recommend just watching it and enjoying the last couple weeks because we're not. Once you're out of it, no one's gonna be doing this again.
Oh, I'm back for that $20.
Yeah, that was one of the first ones. I redownloaded that song again. It's been good.
Oh, fucking A.
All right, let's bring the tone down. Kels, we watched The Long Walk.
We did.
Was it in fact a long walk?
It was a very long. It felt very long.
Kels, you go first before I yap.
I enjoyed it. It was good.
Damn.
Yeah, I went with a buddy to watch it, and after the movie, I kind of the way I explained it is it felt like watching like a movie, kind of like Saving Private Ryan.
Okay.
You come back to it like 10, 15 years later, and like, oh shit, I forgot Vin Diesel was in this movie. I feel like that's how this movie's going to be.
Yeah.
In about 10, 15 years, we're going to come back to it and be like, holy shit, all these guys are like stars now.
Dude, Cooper
because
Hoffman
I
and
feel like
David Johnson fucking killed their roles, dude. Like they were so good.
Well, I want to shout out the dude that played Art.
Yeah.
Tut something. That guy, incredible.
The-
So good.
The whole cast, honestly, like there was
Yeah.
not really like there was actually one character I have a major issue with. Everyone else on the fuck like they killed it, and I understand. Like I get it.
Yeah.
Any other deep thoughts on there? Because I have stuff to spill.
Yeah, no deep thoughts. I thought it was great. Great movie.
So
I think it's probably one of the best Stephen King adaptations. It's really good.
I'm shocked that if you told me like a year and a half ago that we'd be saying that when I didn't even know this movie was ever gonna get made. Also, you think about it, the movie is constantly moving.
Oh yeah. Literally.
Like there is out of the entire film, maybe 5 to 10% of it is not moving, which is, and I think they talked about it. They are walking 15 miles a day, about 300 miles total. So not
That's
far
really-
off.
They really went through it.
Yeah.
Dude, the set designers and like the people that made like the costuming and shit is insane because it looks like they were wearing clothes that they've walked 500 miles. in.
Right. And I think they even let each actor pick their own wardrobe just to get in the character mind of that too, which is cool.
That's cool.
So I've said this a billion times. This is my favorite book. So I've been petrified of this. This is like the movie I would have loved to make someday if it never got fixed. It's been a long time since I've read a book and jumped ahead of it watching the movie, right? Like I always like it's kind of like separated enough. But this time is like the first time where I'm geared up because I'm like, what the fuck are they gonna change, right? Because you can't really just make a true to novel to movie without sacrificing some stuff. They did change some stuff, so I'm over here. I'm enjoying it. I'm having the time. I hear the girlfriend came along with it, and I heard her chuckle here or there to some stuff. I think the part that made her laugh was when they're going through some brutal moment, and then it looks and there's a billboard saying, "Take the train, come rest." Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah. The end. So the ending is drastically different, and to the point where when
Interesting.
someone gets killed. And you know what? Fuck it. We're doing. Where are my spoiler glasses? Please go watch this film. If you have not, please go watch this. It needs to be watched. The glasses are on. We are spoiling this. So the last three are still the last three in the book. It is Pete. It is Garrity. It is Stebbins. The book goes Pete goes, Stebbins goes, Garrity wins. The movie goes Stebbins goes, Garrity goes, Pete wins. So it's fucking different. And I'll have to preface this in a second, but the girlfriend saw, because we talked about it the next day, she saw me just go like this. And I was like, I did the gamer thing where I just got up and I was like leaned up. I was like freaking the fuck out for the last like 5 minutes of the movie because I'm like, what the fuck is happening? But I will say this, because this is where I want to preface this. I walked out shell shocked, like, and that was more processing the fucking ending of how they went with things and how I'm processing how the movie was. I was dead quiet for a while. Like, I'm talking like walked out the theater, got in the car, no words spoken until like maybe about a minute in the car.
Adrian, you're scaring the hose.
I was like processing. It took me like a solid day to process because it's a heavy film. It's really fucking bleak. I thought there was no one saying things because I thought the girlfriend was understanding that I was going through a moment. And so to break the silence, I'm like, so did you like it? I look over and she's just crying and says, I hated that. I never want to see that movie again.
See, I'm with her though. It's like, God damn, that's a great movie, but I never want to watch that shit again.
and she's just like, I don't want to articulate it. I don't want to think about it right now. Like, I don't. And she didn't talk like the rest of the night. Like, and I've never seen her like that. And so like I was telling the work wife that, she's like, yeah, why'd you take her to see that movie? I was like, I've never seen her do that, like anything, under any circumstance ever. Like that movie broke her. And she was like, we were talking about it a little bit the next day. And I was trying to be careful. I'm like, oh. She's like, all right. No, she's like, all right, it's cool. Like I formulated what's going on in my head now. She's like, it really fucked with me because I get that it's a whole like Vietnam kind of allegory back then, but especially because of the climate now, she's like, this shit feels real. Like this shit feels like something that could happen like next year. And she's like, that just broke me. Like, I think that just, it's true. Like that, it feels kind of like, okay, kind of exaggerated, but then like just now with everything going, you're like, huh. Yeah. I think that could potentially be something that could happen. I could see that. Cause she was like in Hunger Games, cause it's the same director as Hunger Games, you could tell. In Hunger Games, you could still differentiate it being from fantasy to reality, right? Like they got the costuming, it's got the different kinds of world. This is like a very real world. Like even though like it was definitely not of this current era, it still felt so real. Like everything, there was nothing that really stuck out. Even like anything that like, no, there wasn't really like that was like out of it. Like really, everything that was happening was just something that could just totally happen right now. Mm-hmm. So it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, that's been a lot of consensus. I've heard people say like, hey, great movie, never fucking show me that again. It kind of gives like Schindler's List vibe like that, right? Like I was like, holy shit, incredible. But
that's
like
the example, yep, for sure.
Which I've never seen that movie, so one day. But I did have
that's anti-Semitic of you, bro.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch it. I did see people that were like, bro, I can't believe I watched Long Walk. I felt so guilty drinking that slushy.
I'm just sipping on my fucking icy the whole time.
Right. I did rewatch it on Sunday because I needed to like, I need to reassess it because again, it my mind was so set on what was being changed. Like, what am I getting from the book I've read 4 or 5 times? I'm like, what changed from this to the final to the film adaptation? So I wanted to reassess it as just a movie in and of itself. And it's such a good movie, dude. Like it is. But it's very fucking bleak, and I think the thing that I was trying to explain to a few people, because it's so funny, my students are all hyped to watch it. I was like, please go watch it, but also like, ugh.
It's a hard R. I didn't tell you to.
Yeah, I mean they're seniors, they could probably get in there. but yeah, no, I was like, I saw one of my students was like, yeah, oh, what happened? What did you think of it? I was like, I liked it. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, but the girlfriend, no. And that student has seen has met my girlfriend a few times at the events that we have around at work, and she's like, oh no, is she okay? I'm like, she's trying her best right now. Um, but
This movie did have the honor of making the very short list of movies where guy poops and you see the poop as well.
mhm. It
Very
Man actually shits on camera.
Oh, I think maybe.
if it was very very well CGI'd.
Yeah.
I mean, I would totally believe they just did at that point because Jesus, like it looked real, dude. Yeah, like I'm going back and watching reactions to the trailer and stuff now because I really didn't want to rewatch the trailer either. I'm like, I'm in. I just kind of want to glimpse at it. Rewatching that, it's dude, people are just like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, you have no idea what you're getting yourself into. But yeah, dude. The thing about the book is it's more competitive in the book. Like they're like, all right, we're trying to win this like on ourselves, but the movie is all about like the camaraderie, which really fucking hurts. Like these boys are all about just each other. Like even the ones that like are more antagonistic have gotten toned down a lot, and still like you kind of feel for them too in some parts. And yeah, that's what breaks it. Like it's like you don't want anyone to go, which is what hurts. Um,
I don't know. I think the crazy fucker, I definitely wanted to go.
no, like, that's the only antagonistic one. And funny enough, there's another one that's supposed to be kind of antagonistic, but even then, like you can kind of see that they just something was off about them, right? Like they wanted to fit in and they couldn't fit in. They tried too hard and they fucked up, and everyone hated it. I kind of see where they're going with it, but like in the book, he's cranked up to 12. In this, you could tell they were trying to go for like some more sympathetic role on that, and that's especially how that ended for that person. Yeah, it was there.
Well, that's also just a super common character in a lot of Stephen King books as well.
I mean, I think that every character trope is represented in The Long Walk for him too, because
Well, it's his literal first book, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
which makes sense. Trey 50, what movie just came in? We're talking about Long Walk.
Yeah, because doesn't the book have the shadowy figure as well?
Yes,
The Dark Man. Yeah.
Yes, which people speculate is being like the intro to that character of Stephen King novels. People think it's
it
also just
100% is.
people just think it's an allegory for just death in general.
It is. It's both of them. It's he's essentially the Sid of Stephen King. He's
Yeah,
always
because that
about the
basically acts as kind of like the origin point for the
Dark
Nexus of
Tower.
the Dark Tower's evil.
Yeah.
So
Dark Towers, The Stand, all of it. So
the biggest, and there's a couple moments. There's at least one moment in the book that I really wish kind of happened. So, to piggyback off that, they did obviously have to purge some characters. There was 100 walkers in the book. They couldn't have 100 walkers in the movie, so they had to do 50. But
I think they only did 49 in the movie, right? Because
it was 50.
they're doing. Was there 50? I only
Yeah.
recalled up getting them to 49.
They only called out the
Without
49, but that was
back.
50 was still insinuated.
I didn't know if it was like a story thing. Like
Yeah, it was one for each state.
Right. That's
Um,
why.
no, they're like fuck off Hawaii.
Hawaii not make it? Yeah.
Yeah, no, they made to 50 on there. Their book moment, I'm gonna spoil real quick. There are these. I'm hoping getting all the details right, but there's these two native twins that kind of just walk ahead of everyone. And they talk in their own language. They've always just stayed ahead of the pack. They're not really like major characters at all. They just kind of like people get referenced every now and then. And at one point, they notice that one of the brothers is just not doing well. He's sticking with his brother, but he's not doing well. And one of the walkers is also not doing well. So he walks up to them and they have a talk. And then the brothers turn around and start talking to each other. And they kind of nod in that kind of like agreement. And then the one of the brothers, the one that's sick, and the walker that was sick, just sit down on the ground. They start getting their warnings, but they have a conversation with each other, but they're in different languages. Like they're not really talking to each other, but they're kind of talking to each other. You know what I mean? And that's how they get their tickets on that end. And I think that kind of moment would have been really good to have in the movie because it was really all about camaraderie. It was really all about these boys just care about each other and they're really pulling for each other. With that said, the only big issue that I have is Stebbins. His character got completely warped. And I think there's still room for him to be who he was in the book in the movie. I kind of had an idea when I left the theater. I was like, I understand why they made that change. I don't like how they made that change though. Which is he is the bastard son. Jesus Christ, David. He is the bastard son of the major, and it's supposed to be like a twist that you find out in the book. They kind of give you a little hint, nudge, nudge at the beginning that that's what it is. But
good luck.
yeah, good luck, son. But I mean, it's kind of one of those things you wouldn't think twice of it if you weren't really paying attention. But in the book, he's like this, like he's just this dude that walks the back of the pack, but he's just constantly going. He's like a machine. They describe him as. He just goes, and no one really talks to him. He has a weird aura about him that only Garrity talks to him every once in a while. Very very quiet on words. He doesn't even speak for a long time. But as it starts getting to the end, he starts becoming more alive, and he does that whole speech of like, I'm the rabbit. I'm here to push the walkers. That's why this long walk has gone on longer and has broken every single other records than any past one, because I am pushing you guys, because you guys are trying to beat me on that end. And they try to do that in the book, in the movie too. It does not work out in that. Like, no one really gives a shit about that line. Because yeah, at the end it is Stebbins and Garrity. Stebbins kind of just passes off because they kind of give one of his deaths to give another character his death, but So that's my biggest flaw. And I'm watching that second time. I was like, yeah, I think they missed the boat on that. They should have just really, really done with what they could have done. I think they could have still personalized him and made him, be who he was in the book and still translate to this whole movie thing. But yeah,
As someone without the book goggles on, I think he came off as kind of like that presence that not machine like, but very steady, very trotting.
okay.
Kind of like a horse, just always kind of keeping pace. Everyone else he's just kind of moving the whole pack along around.
And there were a few shots I've noticed where he was in the back, like, and that's kind of how he was. But there were a lot of times where he just kind of sat in the side too.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of the times, like whenever the camera was on, like the main, like Pete or McGarity, he was always kind of like just at kind of like a shoulder level behind him. And they did that a lot whenever to keep attention on certain people. Like the dude that was writing the book, after, spoiler, he breaks his ankle.
Jesus.
There's so many scenes between that and whenever he finally gets his ticket punched where you see him in the background just struggling.
Yeah.
Because it's a blink and you miss it moment, but he breaks his ankle, and then like that whole time period between, you see him just fucking hurting.
Dude, that's a rough part, dude.
Yeah.
That uphill scene is fucking
And no one
killer.
went back to get the book either. What the fuck?
Gore, what's up, brother? I hope you've been doing good.
Hey,
I hope you watched Long Walk, because we're spoiling the fuck out of that right now.
The man, the myth himself, Gorthkiss, the movie god, is in fact in the chat. Shout outs, man.
Does it piss you off that they changed the speed at all?
No, because Stephen King's on crack cocaine, dude. In the book, he says walkers need to maintain 4 miles per hour. It's like, brother, I'm sure you were in shape. Do you know how fast that is? You say
I don't know
these.
if it was true or not, but I seen that was like a specific change that he asked them to make as well.
Yeah, he had two requests.
Plenty of true.
He had two requests upon making this movie. One was, yes, I was on crack cocaine. Please change it to 3 miles per hour, because that's insane. I'm sorry I did that. I don't get it. Two,
put back in more child orgies.
yeah. Well, they get gay for a little while, which is I mean, that's a bigger part in the book though. Honestly, like they get a lot more in depth on that end with their sexuality on that. But
Does
the
it
other
ever come up? How do we jerk off while we're walking, guys?
they talk a lot about it.
That makes sense.
And they talk a lot about it, and then one walker gets his ticket punched because he's just straight up humping some girl, and he gets 3 warnings because they're cheering for him, and so
For each pump.
yeah. So a big change from the book to the movie is actually in the book there's crowds everywhere constantly, like they're spectating, watching along the sides here. In the movie they made it like no one's allowed to watch until the very very end, which is because of money. You can't afford that many extras, and also having to coordinate all of them is going to be a fucking pain in the ass. So they
And
they
even whenever there are a lot of people, you like distinctly don't see their faces. Like they're all kind of like cloudy.
so
Like
that's how I
the
imagined it
big
was
groups of
gonna
people.
be. If it was gonna be
Right.
like that in the actual like they were gonna bring the crowd aspect to the fucking movie, it was gonna be like they always describe the crowd as a character.
Right. They're just kind of like a figure.
Yes. Um.
No one distinct.
Right. So they didn't bring that, but like all along, like they're cheering the fuck on the fuck out of these boys, and one of them is like, "Yeah, you're hot," and then he's like, "Cool, fuck it, I'm horny as shit." Goes and fucks around with her for a little bit, and comes back, but then he gets a cramp from that, and after here he wastes his 3 warnings on that and gets clocked. So, shout out to that guy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
He did it all for the nookie.
yes. But man, yeah, no, overall the movie was solid. I am contemplating. There was a couple of my students are really excited to watch it, which is cool because like they already don't read that much, honestly. Like they just don't. Cause teenagers don't really consume books really too much, right? But this is the time where they could be like, oh, I was like, you guys could be that person now. Like, oh, the book was better, and they get excited about that, right? Because they've never had it where they've read the full book and then seen the movie come out. That's the first time for them, and that's always a cool moment, I feel. But one of the girls is like curious about it. I'm like, I look at her, I'm like, and I have a lot of new students this year. In fact, I did not estimate correctly. I thought I was gonna have all my students from last year. I only got like 3, and I got a bunch of new ones. Like it's like predominantly new ones. So I'm like, I can probably just get away with reading the book again. I look at her, I'm like, you want me to read it again? She's like, kinda, yeah. I'm like, I think I'd be down for that. And then I have to get permission slips 100%. But I was like, I'll play the movie afterwards. We'll fucking do that 100%. But yeah, Glass coming off. Kels and I are thinking about doing a Twitter space spoiler cast. We'll dive a little bit more deep into it, talk a little more into it, maybe get some Twitter people on it. So maybe we'll see what happens. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Let me see how I'm feeling.
So before we get done with the spoilers, so did any of the deaths like hit you pretty well? Like especially after seeing the movie, or with having the book knowledge?
I'll just put these on just in case everyone just peeks in
Yeah.
for some reason. I feel bad saying no. Like no, it didn't really break me. Like it broke a lot of people, which I feel really bad about. But it's because I just know the book so well, and I kind of always envisioned this. It was not a surprise to me. But man, like some of them were like, Olsen getting that was rough. Like everyone like had a really rough one, dude. Like
Hank.
bro, yeah.
Okay.
Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, just screaming I did it wrong and he said my name and that's just it. And they don't even give him his last bullet. They let him bleed out that way.
What does I did it wrong mean? That was one I didn't quite get.
It's kind of like that self-reflection of like your last final moments, you know, when you reflect on everything and you're like, did I do everything correctly? Am I a good person? Did I do this right? And it's like he's realizing that I fucked up. I didn't do this the right way. I should have just done something different, you know? Especially that character having a wife in there, which spoilers, they don't have it in the they don't have them in the
It's another character, right?
Yeah. They deleted one character and kind of split them into 2 roles. Which also was a missed opportunity. So like Hank's kind of walking kind of like murky, and then Stebbins gets a sickness that character had. It was cooler in I don't know if you said anything, David. Your mic's muted.
No, I was making a joke and I realized I mouthed out the joke at the same time.
There was like that moment I think with the wife thing I think was kind of a missed opportunity as well, because in the book they say that character is kind of going through it and like almost like a zombie husk just walking, and so they make the pact with all the boys while he's still alive to reassure him, hey, we got her, like you're good, don't worry. Which I thought was also a sweet moment that they kind of missed out on. Art dying on that end, which I thought was actually kind of was interesting when you look at it visually, because like he makes Garrity and McVrees promise don't look back, don't watch them do it, but Stebbins looks back. I thought that was
Art is the one that got me. Just I don't know. Art was he's just such a good guy.
yeah. The big change actually was McVrees is a lot more of a wholesome person
Is
in
he a
here.
dick Yeah, isn't he a dickhead? In
He's
the
not
book,
really a
kind of?
dickhead. He's a lot more of a smartass and
Yeah.
a lot more, like, not a lot more, but he's definitely more selfish and like, I'm still trying to win this shit. But the Scar backstory is completely different. He got that
Yeah.
from his girlfriend, like almost in a not real. It's insinuated but not said, so it can be interpreted in many different ways. But he tried to make a move on his girlfriend that was already saying no, and she slashed him. Um, so that really takes away a lot of the win from that character. Uh, so I'm glad they changed it, honestly, because it's like this character just was such a beacon of light, and when you get that gut punch at the end of like he couldn't make it out, you know, because he says it. I on the rewatch, just noticing the foreshadowing. He's like, dude, if anyone who could kill another person like that, you can never go back. I don't know how anyone would ever be able to do that, and just how everything works out that way. It's like, damn. But yeah, no, I think those two were big ones. But do you know what you know how I knew this movie was gonna go for the distance was fucking love a late movie title drop.
That shit hit. Yeah.
Dude, any movie that like says, no, we're not going to put it at the beginning. Like, we're going to wait for the moment and drop it. I don't give a shit if it's like 20, 30 minutes in the movie. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
it was like 20 or 30 minutes in, wasn't it?
Yeah. And that shit popped me off. I started giggling a little bit. Like, and that's probably not good to do after what we just saw. Because they wait until the first death. And let me tell you, that was the second thing I forgot to mention. The second thing that King required for the long walk was show the deaths. Don't do this pull away shit, especially like the Hunger Games thing, where don't do the like shoot off camera thing. No, you're gonna show it. Like, we need to see the deaths. And holy shit, dude, you see the deaths, brother.
You're taking out the sex, you better show the violence.
Yeah.
And the shit.
Yeah.
That was the third thing he asked for. He wanted to see the poop.
When he said, I want to see that shit, they're like, all right, that's weird, but all right.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Steve.
Dude, like that's a big moment in the book, but man, like that's a visceral fucking shot that they show of that kid. I also didn't realize that's Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, he wasn't the pooper.
No, the first one
Jojo
done.
Rabbit. Yeah, Curly.
Yeah. So I was watching someone react to the trailer where they kind of tease it's gonna happen, and someone's like, "No, not Jojo Rabbit."
They got him.
Yeah. But yeah, once that moment hits, Cooper Hoffman just freaks the fuck out, and then tile drop, and I'm like, all right, y'all got me. We're going in.
Kino.
Yeah, that movie. Yeah, I saw people on the subreddit talk about like they should add this, and I agree. There's some moments they should have added, but you can't be in that movie more like 2 hours in that movie. You're losing people like that. That you need to get out of that fucking movie.
Yeah. Yeah. No. It for me. It felt like it was starting to get long, but at the same time, like you see the ending in sight because it's like, okay, we have 4 people. We have
you go
3
from
people.
just dwindles down, and then they have the mile markers on there too.
Yeah.
Mile 200, and you're like, holy shit, brother.
And they start saying days like after a few scenes.
Yeah. Oh man.
Day 4. It's like, oh shit.
Highly recommend. Please go watch that, but realize it is a very, very bleak and dark movie.
Yeah.
But please go support that because it is one of the best King adaptations and one of the best movies of the year, honestly.
For sure. It's up there.
David Johnson deserves a fucking nomination, and I know he's not going to get it because this is not the movie that's going to get recognized for that, but he deserves that shit out of that because he is so fucking charismatic during that movie. It is unreal how much he just like you want to stick with him the entire time. And I almost fully believe that they changed the script because of that. Like, all right, hold on, this guy's kind of good. Hold up.
He's way too likable.
Yeah.
Lean into it.
Yeah. Fuck, you changed the script. But anyway, that's movie talk. I've been waiting it out of my system because the girlfriend's like, yeah, you could talk to me about it. She's like, I processed it. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you about it. I feel like I'm gonna get into it too much, and I don't want to. I'm not kidding. That reaction like shocked me. I was like, oh my god, I apologized. I was like, I'm sorry, I took you to that.
Well, you can probably take her to the Running Man. Next month? It'll be a totally different experience.
Dude, and it's so funny because that's also one of my favorite books. Except I refuse to watch the Schwarzenegger Running Man because of just I know it's different. The Running Man is really just as bleak as fucking it's a long walk. But they don't make it look like that. It's the same premise almost too. Instead of like 100 walkers walking, it's 3 people running away. Really not different. It's really not different. It's not, but it's so funny because they're going to be
gamified, though, right? Isn't that the whole premise to it?
Yeah, it is a game
like
show.
An actual game show.
Yeah, but also like the long walk is also very heavily televised in the book too. You know, like it's a lot of entertainment
right,
for
more of like a memorial, while
Right.
Running Man more of like a celebration.
Yeah, but either way, it doesn't feel like too off from premise, right? It's really not that
Right,
far,
right.
especially being the same
Still-
author.
Yes, still the same bleak, like
Dystopian.
dystopian. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But it's gonna be a fucking action movie, so it's like, damn. And Stephen King fucking did the gauntlet this year with his adaptations, apparently, right? We got The Monkey, we got Life of Chuck, which I gotta watch still. We got Welcome to Derry's coming out. Then The Long Walk and The Running Man.
Well, from what I hear, he's very laissez-faire about just letting his shit go for like very cheap, just because he likes to see it.
Well,
like,
actually,
adapted.
so yes, but not so much recently. I've been hearing. I've heard that because
well, a
there's,
lot of it's been bought up too, right?
I think
Like
so.
people just like a lot of
But-
studios.
Well, there was
just
also a
preemptively-
period where he didn't want anything adapted because he wasn't ever satisfied with adaptation.
Well, so on that note, I've heard that as of late, because of just how much, because Stephen King stuff are either just like really good or really shit. He's actually been a part of. I need to approve the director. I need to approve the actors.
more
so-
hands-on.
Yeah, so he's like, I need to have approval for that. So he did go and approve every single character in The Long Walk, and approve the director ahead of time. Because he's like, no, fuck that. I'm sick of all this shit. Because I can't imagine how unfortunate that'd be if you just saw your work just get turned into slop, you know. But yeah, I'm excited for The Running Man now because that's gonna be an action fucking movie, and it does look a lot more fun though.
And Edgar Wright can make a fucking action movie.
Yeah, I know it's not gonna be the same as the book. I'm already tuning out of my brain 100%. So I'm gonna try to have fun with it.
I don't know. I feel like he's very good about adapting stuff and keeping it close to the source material.
And I believe that. I believe it's gonna follow the story. It just the tone is gonna feel a little bit more off to me, you know, because it's just so much more lambastic. Whereas the book felt a lot more tense and still also bleak, though. You know, where this one seems like it's gonna be funny because it's like, dude, the camera's like, ah. I'm like,
It's
all right.
definitely gonna be more comic booky than it is
Yeah,
novel.
there you
It's
go.
gonna be like the graphic novel adaptation of the novel.
There you go. I'm gonna take off for like 2 or 3 minutes. David, do you want to talk about what you got this week? And then pass it to Kels afterwards.
Kels can go first because some of the stuff you're going to want to have a conversation about.
Well, I come empty-handed, so.
Oh, shit. Quick, shit in your hand.
Force it out.
All right. I guess I'll go over some of the stuff that Adrian wouldn't want to be a part of the conversation for, wouldn't really care about. So I'm grabbing these while they're still available. I got 3 more Evercade games that I've been missing from my collection because of all the tariff nonsense. I only have 1 left to get, and then I'm back again to being at a complete collection for the Evercade. It's been an expensive couple weeks. One of the things that I got is a whole brand new set of 4 tires for my car, as well as
Nice.
an alignment. So much cheaper than it was for my Highlander. The tires for my car currently are only like $80 a piece.
Nice.
Whereas for my Highlander, it was not uncommon for me to pay $250 to $300 per tire.
Sheesh.
So a lot cheaper.
Don't you love being an adult?
Yeah, I keep telling myself that at least this should be that and the power actuator that I had to replace in my car a couple months back should hopefully, knock on wood, be basically the only things I have that I'll replace in the car at this point until I get a new car. Because that's the upside to electric vehicles. One of the many upsides is that they don't really need maintenance often. They just kind of exist until something goes fucky, and then it's expensive. But you balance it out by the fact that you do it once and then it's kind of done for a long time. So hopefully, knock on wood, until I pay off this car, then trade it in for a new one, because I really want an electric vehicle with more fucking range than mine right now. I get so pissed because when I bought my car, if I had just waited like 2 days, the dealership came in with the next model up that literally had double the range that my vehicle does, and I'm like, I had to impulse buy that day. Why did I have to impulse buy that day? Could have literally waited 2 days, gotten double the fucking mileage for the car, but whatever. The
Yeah.
car served me well.
Man, there's a electric truck that Amazon makes now. It's like a modular truck that you can get ordered.
Yes.
It looks really sick. I want one so bad. I had my truck that I learned to drive growing up was a little Ford Ranger, and that's what it reminded me of. It looks so cool.
The one I'm eyeballing right now is they just released the Ionic 9s,
Yeah, the Ioniq
which
looks
are
sick.
the big ass SUV versions, and they still have like a 350 some odd mile range. I'm like, yes, give me that, because the biggest thing I miss about my Highlander is the storage capacity. Because when I got my Highlander, it was the last model that was like the massive Highlanders without having to get like a grand Highlander. My Highlander sat 9 people in it. It was fucking beast. I love driving that little tank around. And I miss being able to just impulse buy shit and then throw it in the back, or someone's like, hey, I gotta move, especially now, like, the wife and I are hoping, and maybe 4 or 5 years from now, finding our settle down house and moving out of this one. I would like to not have to pay movers to move everything in this house. Some things 100%. My glass curio cabinet, absolutely, I'm not moving that myself. I moved it once myself already, with a buddy's dad. He helped me out because my buddy was not going to be able to help me move it. So me and his dad fucking moved that, and that's like fucking 300 pounds of glass. I'm not moving that again myself. I will pay someone else to deal with fucking maneuvering that goddamn thing out of this house. Um, Honestly, my server racks too. As much as I was perfectly fine getting them into the goddamn house, I ain't fucking dealing with that again. I'll pay someone else to deal with that shit. Um, Game collection, I'm moving. Absolutely. No one's fucking touching the game collection. I am carefully boxing all that myself, and that comes with me. Um, but yeah, so that's what I eventually want to upgrade to down the road when the fucking time comes for that. Um, Damn, Adrian is still not fucking
Yeah,
back.
taking a sweet ass time.
Oh,
Bro
I'll
had to
be back in 2 minutes, guys. Yeah.
Nah, bro had to poop.
Must be. So I guess I'll go into the thing that is probably not something he's gonna have much of a thought on, but is another big expense that I had, which is I had to buy a new phone.
Had
So
to?
here,
Like, did something happen to your old one or?
yesn't.
Oh, okay.
So here's the thing. So I got a Fairphone 4 a few years back, and I got it for a couple key reasons. The first key reason that I got it is that it's entirely repairable, to the point that I forgot how much I loved the idea of the phone until I opened it up to get my SIM card out of it. Because literally the phone can be repaired with just a single like eyeglass screwdriver,
Yeah.
and you just take the back off, and then all the components are there, and you just pop everything out: the battery, the camera, every single part of it is meant to just be popped on out and just replace it. I'm like, fuck, that's right, I got this because I break shit, and this was fantastic to have. The cruel irony, I never broke anything on that goddamn phone, so I didn't need to replace anything on it, but the option was always there. And the second reason that I did that is that they originally promised a 10-year support cycle for the phone. I was going to have operating system updates for at least 10 years of the phone's life. The phone released in 2021. This entire year, there were almost no updates for the goddamn phone until like a couple months ago. They just finally started like blasting every single update to the phone. And then when they launched their new flagship, the Fairphone 6, they were talking about how, yeah, we really got to do a lot to kind of fix and focus our goals. We pushed out a lot of hardware. We have a lot of aging hardware. We're really just gonna put our focus into the Fairphone 5 and 6s going forward. Um, Maybe we'll still update the Fairphone 4 next year, but don't plan on it getting any more updates after next year. And even then, you'll still be lucky if you see updates. So I'm like, oh, good. I bought the phone in hopes of not having to replace it for like 10 years. And
So
already 2 years after I bought the goddamn thing, you're telling me, JK, sorry. So I'm like, well, that's fucking dumb. Luckily, I have a boss that's just as irresponsible with money as I am. And he's like, hey, you need a new phone? I was just looking at changing up my phone again. Because, like, every 6 months, he flip flops between the latest Android phone and the latest iOS device. And he's like, oh, Mac or Apple just had their big conference, and I'm kind of liking that new the new iPhone there. I might go back again. I'm feeling a little frisky. So I bought his Pixel 9 XL off him for half the price.
yeah.
Literally just got this thing not too long ago, and he's like, I'm kind of itching to go back to iOS again. So I spent money on that, and I have it running Graphene OS. Because again, I'm never going to use stock Android because I don't hate myself. And it's beautiful. It's wonderful. There's been some things that have been a little weird to get used to it. So Fairphone runs off of EOS, which is also another fork of Android. And same end goal concept, two different ways they go about it. They're both trying to be just secure and not have Google shit running on their devices. The way that EOS does it is to have as many pretends to be Google things as possible. So they have the Aurora store, which is basically meant to be like an API that calls the Google servers and pulls stuff off of it without having Google involved. And the way that Graphene OS works is that it sandboxes anything and everything Google related. So it has the Play Store on there, but it runs in its own sandbox environment that can't make calls to any other apps or anything on your phone. And it has a lot of other nice security hardened features. One of my favorites is a self-destruct password. And the whole idea behind it is that if they actually outright call it the duress password, where if you are being obligated to give someone the password to your phone, you give them the duress password, it acts like it's unlocking the device, and instead it just fucking nukes the device, which is wonderful. So I have that set up. The biggest thing that I've come to really fucking hate, though, is I forgot how much of a pain in the ass this is setting up a goddamn new phone, because there's no like transfer option, no clean one at least, was when you're going through Android forks. So having to reset up my MFA, what was a fucking nightmare. Microsoft Authenticator is a literal fucking devil. Even though it has a backup option, the one thing that the Microsoft Authenticator doesn't back up is your goddamn Microsoft profiles. So I had to get re-authenticated for all my work shit, which is infuriating. I was just talking about Tikel's new phone, Hootis.
Oh, nice! Congratulations.
Yeah, I got a Pixel 9 XL running Graphene OS because I won't be caught dead on stock Android.
I did the thing last week where I closed my MacBook. Right as I closed it, this fucking string light fell into it, and I crushed the screen, so I had to get it repaired. That was fun. But Apple Cares was $100. I'll take
I was
it.
gonna say you got that Apple Care, I bet, so I'm sure it wasn't that
Yeah,
bad.
usually I don't because I take care of things enough, but like, yeah, I just not risking it
If I
anymore.
ever were to get a Mac laptop, which would never fucking happen, but if I ever got a Mac laptop, I would get AppleCare. I didn't bother with my Mac Mini because it sits
Yeah.
in one spot. What the fuck am I gonna? What do I need it for?
He's like, oh, I got something. Go get it. Just you hear the cartoons crashing in the background. It's like, oh, whoops.
So that leads me to the last thing, which is the reason I want you here, because you've had some strong opinions on this in the past. And I've also had some very strong opinions on this in the past. But one of the things that I did for my wife and I's anniversary this year is I both got us each a little Tinker toy. And she got to pick which color she wanted to keep, and I kept the other one. She ended up keeping the
They're
white
just
one.
both vibrators.
It's just fucking giant ass.
Mine's just cute pink one.
No, I got the atomic purple of this one, but I got the Miu Mini Plus.
Nice.
I got the wife and I each one.
The smallest part of me really wanted to get the flip, but I'm like, I know those hinges are gonna go not work out that long.
Yeah, for a lot of emulator devices, the hinges have been horrible on them. But I got this, and I have said before, I'm not a big fan of dedicated emulation devices like this.
That one's a good one.
But we'll get to that in a second. But the reason I finally caved and I got both the wife and I one is, especially as the wife has been getting more and more into gaming, she made the comment here and there. She's like, I want to take the Switch places, but I'm afraid of it breaking. And it's like, as I'm sitting here making all these console modifications, I have $400 Game Boys that I'm like, yeah, I love to play my original cartridges or to play my EverDrive on my $400 Game Boy. Oh shit, I don't want to travel with a $400 fucking Game Boy. I really should look into just getting a beater device. And so, I got us these.
And they're very wife friendly, right? It's
yes, it is.
Right.
Very wife friendly. I set it up for her, and then I just basically copied everything that I did to hers over to mine, so the work was already done. The only difference is I'm running on the beta OS, and she's still on the stable branch, which leads to one of the two issues that I have with this device. Actually, I have three big issues with this device. One, the battery life is fucking shit. The battery life is horrible. I should not be getting better battery life on the goddamn Steam Deck than I do on this goddamn thing.
Oh no.
I have seen a few different threads on Reddit talking about how there is a different battery pack you can get for it that supposedly gives it like a good 7-8 hour battery life. So I might eventually just bite the bullet and dip on that.
Even 7-8 feels like egregiously short for
that thing.
What it is, right?
It gets about 3 hours for me on average.
What the fuck? I feel like
That's
playing
crazy.
Game Boy Advance games, I get about 3 hours on this thing.
That's
That's
feel like Game Boy
the same
Advance
model that
games
I
are
have, I
pretty good.
think.
I think mine is technically the model that actually has the real-time clock in it. I'd have to tear it apart
I feel
to
like
find
mine
out.
survived a lot longer than that, but I could be totally wrong then.
But yeah, no, I usually get on average like 3, sometimes 4 hours of gaming on this thing.
That's crazy. Is it USB-C or how's it charged?
Yeah, it is USB-C, thankfully.
Okay.
It is a modern device. The other thing is I fucking hate holding this thing. This is the most uncomfortable piece of shit to hold.
Have you hold the Switch 2?
The Switch 2 is more comfortable to hold than this thing.
Yeah, you got.
My hand is bigger than this fucking device. This is uncomfortable for me to hold. Like I've worked out like this like claw grip where I kind of hold it like this, and then after about like a half hour of that, it hurts. So I just start like doing this.
My students make fun of this.
My
students make fun of this one teacher, who's literally the same age as me. It's so funny, but they don't believe that, because they do the old man text where they go and they put they put the glasses down almost. That's what you're doing right now. You're just like.
Yeah, I have to find and maneuver and put my hands in uncomfortable ways to fucking
Imagine him
it.
playing that on a plane.
Well, I caved, and I'm waiting for it to arrive. But I bought a controller grip for this
my
that will hopefully alleviate
I
the.
hope it's as big as the Steam Deck. It's just like a slight tiny slot. Just like, hey, the Steam Deck feels amazing. It's still by far and away the best thing to hold in terms of handheld.
The
I think.
only thing holding the Steam Deck back is the shitty placement of the
they're on
D-pad and the battery life.
they're on the very edge, which is fair, but like ergonomically, it feels incredible.
It feels incredible unless you have to use the D-pad, and I do when I play fighting games. And playing Street Fighter was a nightmare on the
Play
fucking
fighting
Steam
games on
Deck.
that thing.
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
you're playing fighting
That's
games on
crazy.
that thing?
Yeah, one of the
All right.
things I always use to test buttons with is Street Fighter because it's just ingrained muscle memory for
No, I
fucking
get
30
that,
years.
but it's just in general, just playing the Street Fighter game on the Steam Deck is crazy work to me.
Yeah, I played some Ultra Street Fighter 4 with the D-pad, and it was a nightmare because my thumb keeps going basically into the analog divot.
Interesting.
Again, I have massive fucking digits.
Yeah.
These are sausages. They're not fucking fingers. And then the third issue that I have with this device. So, the big thing that I hate it, and it's part of the reason I hate emulation devices,
And were the
which
tariffs.
is the fact that, yes, the tariffs. No, actually, I actually paid only like $40 a piece for mine and my wife, so it wasn't
Hell yeah.
terrible. I waited for a deal. No, the thing that irritates me is the operating systems. So the last stable release of the operating system for this fucking thing came out last year. The current beta software that I have running on mine, but not my wife's, was released in April of this year. So a little bit more recently, but not the what I would like to see. And the thing that irritates the crap out of me is that I ran into a bug on the beta firmware, which has been sitting with a fix on the goddamn. I looked through the GitHub and I trolled through it, and there's a fix for the fucking bug I ran into because this bug happened to me twice and it's pissed me the fuck off. Which is, if you're playing a game, there is a chance that the cache for RetroArch doesn't clear correctly, and even if you save your game, it just won't write this save game file back to the device. It just clears it from RAM incorrectly instead of writing it back to disk. And so it's happened to me twice. And we'll talk about it a bit in the games that I played. But there was one game in particular that was the most egregious with, because I had some time where I was waiting for patches to happen. I used it during my patch week. It was a great little thing to just sit there while I watched progress bars go. And I lost 4 hours of fucking progress on a goddamn game. Just because of the fact that it's like, oh, you saved the game, JK, we didn't fucking save it from RAM back to the disk. And then I was just like, this is why I fucking hate these devices. These are fucking atrocious because of that.
And you didn't add Onion.
It is running Onion. It's running the latest version of Onion.
Okay. Because
That's what I'm saying.
All right, yeah, because Onion is not the official one. I thought you were talking about some official one. I was like, no, don't use the official one, whatever that is.
I consider Onion the official one, considering it's the only one that really functions well on it.
Sure, I have an update. I can't speak on that, but I thought for a second I was like, don't do that one, please God.
Yeah, no. I'm on Onion. It's like 4.4, whatever the beta release is.
Mhm.
But like I said, I'm pissed because whenever you're on something like this, it is very slow to actually have major updates happen. And again, like the fix for the bug I've run into twice now is on the GitHub. I looked at the fucking ticket. I saw the ticket resolved. It's ready to be merged into the release candidate. And it just, the unfortunate nature of projects like this is it takes a long fucking time to get release candidates out. And so because they're doing their best to push out fucking as many fixes as they can, because they have 12 different fucking emulators that are officially supported and like another 20 that are unofficially supported, they're trying to just duct tape and glue a bunch of shit together that wasn't designed to be duct taped together to work in this little thing. It's also a little sad because I got retro achievements set up for me and the wife. The wife was very excited for that when I explained retro achievements to her, because she is a even bigger achievement hunter than I am now.
Interesting. I didn't take her for that. That's cool.
Oh no, she has become a little completionist. It is both endearing and sad to see because I'm like, yes, I remember when I needed when I
Those
had that
platinums,
compulsion
brother.
to do that. Exactly. But she was very excited for that. And I'm annoyed by it because the fact that even on the latest software revision that's in the beta, Retro Arch that is on here is not updated enough for you to get hardcore points. So I was pissed about that because I don't use cheats or anything when I'm playing games unless I really just know a game and I'm just trying to experience the story and not anything else. And so it's like, fuck, I want my hardcore points and I can't get those.
Oh, my hardcore porn. Can't dig at that.
It's true. But yeah, so that is everything that I got. So I'm a very poor boy now. Between my phone and my tires, I am poor.
Yeah, my car's been taking a beating. It's been taking up all the money that I ever do save, which is unfortunate.
Every time.
Yep. It's not like, sorry, like everything's caught up, and then my brakes are squealing a little bit. I'm like, cool. All right. Let's see what I got. Kells, you said you didn't get anything.
Yep, all clear.
We're gonna show these off. They have Lincoln Park brand Haribo bears.
Interesting.
I love that top.
That's
It starts
awesome.
with one.
Have you tried them?
No, we
Did you
bought
get a
2
second
packs,
pack
one
to
to
eat?
keep and then one to eat. But we're gonna save the one to eat probably this week. We're gonna eat it. Before I show that, I haven't ordered Mega 64 Blu-ray in a while, so I grabbed a couple because this one, Gamer Wars on Blu-ray. This is with trouble persona Tommy Tallarico now, which is unfortunate. But this thing always cracks me up because I haven't seen it in forever, so I might be wrong on the timing on this. But it just 3 people argue about video games, and it just starts off with it's like black text on like the exposition part, and it gives a date, September 10th, 2001.
Where it all
That's
started.
one of my favorite gags, dude. And they actually have a shirt that has like Game Wars with this really cool like art in the front, and on the back it says September 10th, 2001 on the back. I'm like, can't wear that around. Speaking about the grip on things though, I fixed the Switch 2 issue, so I got my satisfied grip for the Switch 2, so it no longer is a fucking atrocious thing to hold. Now I can feasibly play it handheld now, so that's been good. I've been playing a little bit of some Cyberpunk here or there.
Does that affect it at all going in and out of the
No,
dock?
it's even better than the OG version of it. I feel like the OG version of it for Switch 1 had a harder time, but it slips in and
Nice.
out. And then with this iteration of it, I'll refocus in a second. But this iteration of it, it actually because before you'd have to constantly take it out if you're gonna dock it, but they fixed it this one where this one works with the kickstand with it still, and you can dock it with the grip still on it, which is cool.
Nice.
That was the issue with last gen. So, okay, give me a second to fix this. Okay. I think that's it. Yeah. What do we play then? Anything we played before we start getting into some new stuff?
Hell yeah, I've been playing a lot of shit. As mentioned, I have that little mini. I went through a lot of shit. Played a little bit of a lot of games, but the 2 big things for me is I played through the entirety of Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories. Haven't done that since my childhood.
I want to do
and,
that. I've been craving Dungeon Dice Monsters.
I played a little bit of that again, and then I remembered that, oh yeah, the GBA version, while fun, is also miserable at times.
Okay.
Just because sometimes RNG is a horrible thing, and for 8 turns you do nothing.
That's fair.
It's so funny.
But yeah, speaking of which, Dark Duel Stories, I don't recommend going back to, in all honesty. Horrible fucking game. It was in the early days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Before they understood what the fuck they wanted the game to actually be. And the only neat thing about it is it has a card creation mode, and the card creation mode carried me through the game. Because I was pulling shit fucking cards. Because you only get 1 to 2 cards per victory, and I was not getting anything fucking good. So I managed to eventually beat my way through the game with a bunch of cards I made myself that all thankfully had 18,000 or 1,800 plus attack, and terrible game. Any game, and especially because it's just grindy. In order for you to progress, you have to beat the same opponents in the tournament bracket you're in 5 times. So it's like, all right, let me fight Yugi 5 times. Now I'm gonna fight Joey 5 times. Now Tristan. All right, Bakura, your turn to fight 5 times. All right, more opponents. All right, Cab, I get to beat you 5 times, and just that over and over and over again. Not fucking worth it. Do not recommend going back and revisiting that.
Totally off topic. Kels, are you interested? Did you like Long Legs?
Oh yeah,
Do you have the 4K?
do not.
It is $16 on Amazon right now.
Oh,
FYI, it's Steelbook as well.
interesting. Oh, Steelbook.
Hell yeah. Grabbing that guy. Anything else you've been playing big time, David?
Yeah, and the game that the Miyu Mini fucked me over hard on, which is Digimon Card Battle Arena. Been going back to that because that was a unique version of the Digimon card game, and I've just been in a card game kick lately. And again, that was a game where I put a good 4 fucking hours into it and just lost because of that saving glitch that happens on the Miyu Mini. So, fuck that. That's some bullshit. Eventually, when I feel less bitter about it, I'll go back and play that some more. But the one thing that I am at least mildly okay with, and is one of the things that I do actually think is kind of neat with the idea of having an emulation device that I take on the go, is if I really wanted to, I can rip the save file off my Miyu Mini, throw it onto my memory card from a PlayStation 1, and just keep playing it and move it back and forth. So there's one thing that's kind of neat, but yeah, that's the key things I've been playing. Also, because I forgot to mention this, I do actually recommend going back and playing the Digimon card game on PS1. It is a lot of fun, and they make the mistake of allowing you to play not just any control deck, but a mill control deck as one of your starter decks. And putting that in my hands is a dangerous and dumb mistake that they made, and I've been enjoying it.
Hell yeah. Kels?
So I've been playing, still playing through Hollow Knight. Not giving up on that. Still great, amazing game. And I've also been playing a lot of Borderlands 4.
Yeah, how's
This
the
man has made Randy Pitchford happy. He bought it
Right.
anyways,
Right, I'm that guy. No,
and he didn't refund it.
the game's great. Runs like dog poop. Runs like really bad.
Yeah, well,
not
stop
good.
using shit hardware, dude.
Right, yeah, that one's on me, man. I should have upgraded a long time ago, right? Yeah, no, it does not run good. It's another one of those signs of I don't know, signs of the time, I guess. Like all these
Any
current,
game that
AAA
has a
game.
flow chart and a spreadsheet required to figure out how to best optimize your fucking game should not fucking exist on the market.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And as a good segue to the news that we'll probably talk about later, Randy's really up fucking on one about it. He's having a normal day, completely.
Let me
It's
ask this, Kels,
Randy.
if you had to have paid $90 for this game, would you have felt cheated?
Um, I mean, I don't know, probably not, because it's going to be something that gets fixed, right? So I mean,
Is it though?
yeah, I don't.
I mean, yeah,
them
no, I get
doing
there's
it.
there doesn't this is not gonna be a game that stays broken, but it's one of those games that, like, if you just don't care enough right now, come back to it in a year and it's fine. Like,
Yeah, and it's even it's gonna be under a year, but
Yeah.
yeah, like at the most.
I'd say like 3
they're gonna
months
fix it
tops. I'd
eventually.
say, like, by holiday.
Right. But it's gonna go down as like one of the roughest launches, and Randy's not helping it one bit because like this could have been like, hey guys, yeah, we're working on it, but instead,
Humility, that's one magic trick he hasn't learned.
right?
I
but
hate seeing
he
him
did
pop up on my
learn about
timeline.
I don't know if I can make that joke.
No, you can. You're Asian. You're a minority. You can make that joke.
No, I was gonna say the one about the magic trick, the porn that they found on his flash drive. He tried
Hmm.
to write it off as saying like he couldn't understand how the lady was squirting, so he's trying to figure it out for a magic trick. Like,
He needs
brother,
to
how
be
do you
one of
still
those
have
people
your
that just
job?
shut the fuck up and stays in the back. You know, just like go
Yeah,
get your
like
money
stop
and stay in the
talking.
back. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, there are other people at work. Like, what does he do for the job, like that game on a day-to-day basis? I
Right.
can
He
only
does.
imagine.
He shows up for pressers and does magic tricks.
Right.
He actively
He
makes me
gets
not
to
want to
talk
buy anything
to.
from them. That
Actually, very rancid human.
I'm gonna be so honest. He was advertising or promoting some indie game, and I straight up just blocked the indie game. I just didn't give a fuck. I'm so sorry. It's probably a really good game. Shouts to those devs, but him saying anything about it, I just muted it. Sorry.
Bad day.
I don't give a fuck. Uh, but anyway, but you're still having a good
About a
time.
great magic trick. Yeah, no, still having a good time. I heard someone explain it as if like Borderlands 3 was like ramping the Borderlands franchise up to 11. This is like cranking it back down to like a 7. And I kind of agree, but I wouldn't say a 7. It's like cranking it back down to like maybe an 8.5, a 9. It's not full like potty jokes, high school humor, Borderlands. It has its dumb jokes in it, but I mean, it tones it down in a way that's super appropriate. It feels good. Story's a lot better. Side missions are a lot of fun so far.
Is it
Uh,
true that they started to like retcon a lot of shit with 4?
I'm not too sure. I've just got to the point where I've finally stumbled upon past characters now, and there's like some lore bits. So it jumps forward quite a bit because so the ending of 3 is what kicks off everything that's going on in 4, and it's I think at one point they say it's been 6 years. So there's 6 years between the end of 3 and the end of 4 and the start of 4 that's like unaccounted for, as far as I know. So a lot in between. But yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
I'm not too sure about the retcons.
that was one thing that I was seeing a lot of discourse about is a lot of people making comments that a lot of the story of Borderlands gets retconned in 4.
Supposedly, I did see that what's her name? There was a Ava from Borderlands 3. She's the little siren lady. And a lot of people did not like her because again, she's like one of the worst written parts of the game. Like a lot of the characters that they introduced in that game, really poorly written, and they just come off terrible. And Ava's one of them. And supposedly she was going to be a big part of this game, but she got written out for Amara, the siren that you play as in 3, and brought in for her instead. Supposedly, I don't know if that's a thing. So that's the only like retcon I can think of. I think they're trying to like essentially just ride her out.
Hmm.
But solid move or solid game so far, at least. Like, even if
Yeah.
performance side.
Yeah, no, it's a something I can definitely see myself coming back to. Just grinding out stuff. Just like, hey, I'm gonna because they made it so easy to just farm bosses, so you can just go I'm like, hey, I'm gonna farm this boss for 30 minutes, kill some time, get loot, stuff explodes, a lot of colors, funny quips, you know, the usual.
Okay.
Catch you on sale though.
Yeah, I mean Black
Like,
Friday is there too. This is one of
yeah,
those times
Black
where
Friday's
Friday's
Also-
coming up.
unless in
Holidays are coming
Nintendo
up.
game, I think you're safe to just wait till Black Friday.
Yeah, for sure. And by then, hopefully, knock on wood, they're gonna fix the performance issues. You're not gonna have an issue. I don't think there's anything going on with it on the console end. I haven't heard any like big performance issues there. But like,
I have heard that there is a lot of chugging, but it goes away if you turn off HDR.
there you go.
That's why he was
Yeah,
telling you
no,
like, hey, just
mine-
please play this at 1440. What
it's
a guy.
crazy of him to assume that a lot of people are just playing in 4K too. That's why I find kind of insane. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you don't think we've cranked it down? You
Yeah.
dumbass. I have my shit on low, and there's still fucking massive frame drops. It's like, come on, buddy.
Anything
Know what
else?
we're doing. Nah, it's all you, dude. What have you played?
Just I've had my big time ADHD, so I've not been able to play too much. Just little bits and pieces of games here that's not really worth noting. Yeah, I'm just waiting for a game to capture things for a little bit because my my movie mode is slowly fading out. So I'm wondering what my next little hyperfixation is for a bit. With the Switch grip, though, I'm probably gonna dive into something on Switch soon. News, David.
I got nothing I care about talking about.
Shout outs. Let me go check.
Oh wait, no, I lied. We had the directs.
Yeah, there you go.
I had a stroke and forgot all about it.
Dude.
And that was actually a bit of a baller direct.
Tell me about it.
All right, I have to pull up. All right, so this direct started off with a lot of mixed bullshit. We gotta look at a lot of Mario shit. The Super Mario Brothers movie 2 is actually Super Mario Galaxy the movie.
Feels weird. I feel like it's the easiest Mario Bros. The movie 2, I guess, just because it feels like we've done that. But hey, Galaxy's great.
Yeah,
Or even
and
World. Like it feels weird that we're
shocked.
just jumping straight to Galaxy.
I'm surprised we're not going to World because of that Yoshi tease at the end.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking was going to be.
No, they're saving that for when they build up to the Smash Brothers cinematic universe.
Yeah, they're trying to hop to that real quick.
They got a 10-year plan, trust me. Let them cook.
Are they gonna have Miyamoto do like the Stan Lee cameos?
That'd be
That'd be kind of
actually
sick.
fun. But what's interesting is that it looks like all of the same cast are returning, but we didn't see anything for Seth Rogen. So I doubt we're getting Donkey Kong in space.
Damn it. No, he's getting a solo movie. It's going to get announced.
Yeah.
Exactly. Again, we got to set up DK, get his whole backstory for the cinematic universe for Smash Brothers.
Do you think we get this big crossover? Do you think that's actually where it's going? Because I feel like
it's a missed opportunity for Nintendo not to. And granted, it's been a missed opportunity for them not to do fucking film media this whole goddamn time. But
I think the biggest thing that's gonna be the issue is a live action Zelda. I think if it was an animated Zelda, I think we're set in stone for this crossover. But we're not gonna get it. I don't think just because it's weird. Like we're doing live action. We're doing like we're not gonna get. We're not gonna get some Roger Rabbit shit.
No, but I could see what they do is they turn everyone into like a unified art style as them becoming like the toys.
Yeah.
And that's how they play it off. But speaking of Galaxy, we then got a reveal for Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 HD collection.
I'm sorry to backtrack. You imagine how
Yeah.
hyped the trailers would be for the Super Smash Bros. Movie? Every trailer would be there'd be 45,000 trailers. Yeah, 45,000 trailers of this movie just going out and just like here comes some asshole and you're like, oh my god, it's fucking Fire Emblem again.
The hype that's one of those things where like truly the hype for a Smash reveal is one of the most like biggest like collective hype moments that I don't know if we'll have the same energy for that kind of a thing again.
100%. We will. I'm just shocked that no one else capitalized on that shit. I remember the Nicktoons one being so lackluster when they were doing things.
Yeah.
Who else? The Multiverses was fucking lackluster as hell doing it.
Multiverses was popping off there for a second, but yeah, a lot of things kind of led to it.
They could have made like cool trailers for everything though, especially that. They could have made so many cool like reveal trailers because that was a moment where it was capturing everyone, but just like I felt like it was like you see a news story, here's Marvin the Martian, and you're like, oh, man, couldn't it have been like some cool like little cheap little trailer you throw on the Game Awards to get everyone excited for it? It's like no one really gives a shit about, just like here it is. Because imagine you're going through, it's like it does some like stalker type thing, and here comes Jason or something. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what the fuck? This is Multiverses. I mean, every game is this Multiverses or is it not?
I kick myself for not grabbing it. I'll have to check next time I'm in there. But there's a local gas station that I like to go to, and I was in there, and they actually had. No, it's Cumbies where we got the whoopie pies.
It's just so funny. Just like, let's go. This gas station I like to frequent, dude. It's a pretty good place.
Yeah, it's one of my go-to places for when I want just a little quick snack 'em. Yeah, so I went into there and they had Multiverses comics just fucking in the goddamn place. I'm like, what the fuck? When did this exist?
Weird.
So I need to go back there soon so I can see if they still have any kicking around, just for the giggles. But yeah, so we got Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 HD collection, in which Nintendo says, look, we know we gave you Super Mario Galaxy 1 already, but this time we tried harder, we promise. To which everyone opened up Dolphin and said, you still didn't try hard enough.
Well, this one's not limited though.
Yes, this one isn't limited, but it's still not looking as good as you can get with a Dolphin emulator. Which is fucking atrocious.
And can't you get each game individually as well on the eShop?
Yes, each game individually for $40 a piece.
Hell yeah, that's a deal. Did you take that deal?
Absolutely not.
I'd take that deal.
Absolutely not. This is something that is a hard pass until it is an okay enough discount to maybe get Galaxy
good luck.
2, but like,
Well, just get physical.
yeah, that's what I mean. Is
okay.
eventually, I'll wait because like I have my Wii copies over there of Galaxy 1 and 2. I don't need to get the Switch version.
Yeah, you do.
No. Again, looks better on Dolphin. Plays better on Dolphin too, I bet.
Yeah, play it on your Switch though.
Yeah, but those don't have a taste to them.
That's true.
It's true. They don't have the same taste. To which I will say, this is one that did surprise me that there's no Switch 2 upgrade for these.
That is very strange.
Also strange that there's no Switch 2 upgrade. We're gonna. Oh, that's right, because it's coming directly to Switch 2. That's why there's no Switch 2 upgrade, and that's new Mario Tennis.
Hell yeah.
Boo.
Hard to be excited for a Nintendo sports game of any kind when for the last 2 gens they've released them half-baked and you have to wait a year and a half for all the DLC patches to come out to make it a whole game again.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's weird Nintendo started doing that. Like I always thought Nintendo was at least the thing you could champion them is for like releasing a game full of content out the gate without it being an issue. And then yeah, for whatever reason the sports game is just like, yeah, let's not do that though.
Kirby, when it came out on Switch, released, game was done. To this day, aside from its Switch 2 port, never had a single patch needed to be done to that fucking game. Your day one version of Kirby on Switch is a complete on-cart copy. It's doable.
Yeah, it's very weird that
Speaking
happened.
of things that are doable, we got Super Mario Bros. Wonder Switch 2 edition.
Yeah, I'm not doing
I
that,
ain't
but
played that
cool.
one.
Wonder was great.
It's a
I had
$20
a
upgrade.
I had a really good
I'll
time.
get the upgrade.
It looks like fun.
Yeah, definitely.
I never played Wonder, so for me, I'll get the $20 upgrade, play the Switch 2 version, have a grand old time.
Yeah.
Like honestly, one of the best things about my Switch 1 hoarding has been there's so many games I still never got around to playing just because I have like 200 some odd fucking Switch games, and all of them have Switch 2 versions. I'm like, cool. I don't have to buy that new for $80. I already bought that ages ago. I just got to pay $20 for the upgrade. Let's fucking go.
Been planning for this.
Hell yeah. Oh shit, this is not in actual order. So I'm just gonna hop around to a few
Well,
things
hold
here.
on.
All
You
right.
could buy the flower, which I want the flower.
It's true, you can
Yeah.
buy the flower, which I am like, you know what? That reeks of Nintendo in both the best and the worst ways.
Yeah, I kind of want it for the classroom because I think it's gonna be really funny when it interrupts randomly.
Yeah.
Continue.
We got some other things shown off. I'm just kind of hopping around a little bit here. We got more information on Tomodachi Life. Again,
I'm
looks
excited for that
kinda
one.
neat. It's gonna scratch a certain itch that I'm excited for. We got Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC. A little score attack roguelike mode. Oh boy.
Feels really soon.
Not as soon as
Uh,
the DLC for one of the games coming up here.
Yeah, which I'm still fucking reamed about that. We'll go off on that in a little bit. Speaking of games that are gonna have some DLC, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade coming to Switch 2. You'll have to download everything because this is the one of the few instances where I'm like, all right, I get why you're doing this, but again, just fucking make it a code in the box. But whatever. So no surprise, this is a game card key. The game that needed 2 Blu-ray fucking discs to install on your goddamn console.
No. Give me 2 cards.
Yeah,
Give me 2
that would have
cards.
been badass. I'm sorry if
That'd
they
been
said that.
fucking sick.
They said that I would have actually bought it.
Yeah,
Game key aside.
actually, you know what? Fuck it. Here's install cart 1. Here's play.
Hell yeah,
install
dude.
Cart. Let's
100%
go.
would have done that.
That'd been
I will
sick.
say circle back on that real quick. There was actually an interview that was done recently with a few developers, and this is one thing that they brought up that it helps to better understand why a lot of developers also are still not wanting to do the cartridges right now. Beyond the money factor, it's the
It's lower?
fact that no, it's the fact that potentially to what you're saying. The fact that the games that are being ported over, they're made with like PC and Xbox and PlayStation in mind, so they're being designed around the SSDs specifically.
Yeah.
And then when they're backporting it to Switch, they're like, oh shit, these cartridges write at such a low speed that like we can't make them actually function on the game cartridge. Because basically shit doesn't render fast enough, you fall through everything. So a lot of developers are looking at the game card key as kind of like a compromise of like, well, you kind of get a physical game, but like there's no way this isn't running unless it's on the internal drive.
I'll
of your
take that.
Switch.
Barely for very, very new games. If you're porting shit, grow the fuck up. I'm glad, by the
Again,
way, that
CD Projekt Red is able to go ahead and do it
right.
in a cave with
yeah.
fucking scrap.
And I'm also glad that I didn't know if it was true, but I've been hearing I saw some marketing thing where like only the games that are like fully on cart are really selling, and now it's like becoming a trend. Like before it was like, all right, well maybe Cyberpunk is kind of the outlier, which it could be, but like straight up like it's like Story of Seasons and stuff like that are also like popping up on the charts higher than everything else that would probably be up there. Like,
hell yeah, baby.
Yeah. So I'm glad that those are happening.
I'm contemplating double dipping on fucking Cyberpunk just to again support a fully on cart game like that.
Yeah, dude, that's what I did, and I'm actually gonna after this podcast I'm gonna finish downloading it on the Xbox and start bouncing back and forth the crossplay to see how that works.
Yeah, especially like the crossplay and just like all the other general improvements and changes they made. That's super
like
impressive.
The idea of treating this like that almost kind of like a PS Portal thing where it's like play on the big screen for a little while, then go to bed and play for another hour or so in bed with that. That's what I'm hoping that start clicking
and then
with
you
there.
Can keep the Steam Deck in the bathroom, so then you can go to your Steam Deck while you're shitting.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
that's
walking,
kind
apparently.
of the key thing. While walking, that's right. Because that's the key thing is like I love my Steam Deck, but like that is not a comfortable unit for like a long-term lay in bed thing. That's good for like an hour in bed and you're done. But yeah, so I mean that's the other reason is I still have not played more than the tutorial of Cyberpunk, and I've tried so many fucking times. So maybe having it on Switch will be the excuse of like, it's comfortable, I can just take it wherever.
Yeah, I'm still struggling at the beginning stages because I've just been hopping in and out. Just kind of been busy, but also just not interested in just video games. But I really want to get through it. So I've been struggling through the beginning of it, but we're getting through still. Also, I have to unfortunately concede because I forgot that CD Projekt Red goes ham on their like lore. So I spent way too long reading through every news article, and I had to stop. I'm like, all right. And I looked online and was like, yeah, no, please don't just stall there. Like there's so much of it, which is cool, but like, and it bugs me. That's like a little like small little irk I tend to do. As I have to cover as much as I can before I move on. I'm just like, all right, just stop, take it out of my brain because I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna get through this game if I do that. So
yeah, that's another reason that slowed me down too. Is I just want to grab every little bit.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Next up, Dynasty Warriors Origins is getting a Switch 2 release. Fuck yeah. This is also where they, for the first time, officially confirmed we're getting some additional story DLC. I'm excited for that. I'll gladly purchase that and play that on my PS5 and get that additional story content. Origins was a phenomenal game. Highly recommend it. And then we got to see some Monster Hunter Stories 3. Still haven't played Stories 1 and 2. Maybe one day. We also got confirmation that Resident Evil Requiem is coming to Switch 2. Oh boy.
I wonder how that's gonna play. And 7.
Yes, and 7 and 8 are in like a bundle pack, it looked like, yeah.
Oh yeah, 8 was because they had
Yeah.
Big Booba. Big Booba.
Yes.
See, I wonder if
Uh,
those are gonna be digital cards or physical as well.
I imagine it's Capcom. Capcom always does the bare minimum, so they're probably gonna
Well,
be
Even their last one, they did 4, 5, and 6. Only 4 was a cart, and 5 and 6 were download codes. Which still
yes,
pisses
the
me off.
only
I
way
want those.
around that was like if you got the Asia region ones, they were all on cart. Which was the weird thing that Square Enix did with Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2, where the US release only 10 was on disc and on cartridge. But if you got the Asia import, 10-2 was on there as well.
Good to know.
We
I
got
need
a
to complete
bunch
that
of
collection.
indie games: Stormlancers, Dinkum, Popekuum, Suika Game Planets, Popacum, or whatever the fuck it is. Kind of looks like a little Splatoon looking game. I was actually kind of excited for it. Looked kind of neat until they're like, all right, this is a puzzle shooter that is online co-op only. Then it fucking lost me. I don't care how neat or cool your little puzzle shooter is. You know, how dare you give me vibes of like Portal mixed with Splatoon, and then be like, nah, fam, you can only play this online with other people.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
we don't matter, or what the fuck?
No, I have a wife. Why do I need to play online with people when I have a wife that I can play co-op with?
Because bros.
True. We do need to play some Helldivers at some point.
I got it.
Oh yes.
I'm ready.
We got. I realize I have to be better about actually committing. I need just give me a day and with a little advance notice, and I will.
Okay. Here's the
commit to
thing I
that.
hate, dude. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna vent for a second.
We're diving further into why Adrian and I are not always simpatico when it comes to things.
No, it's because like, dude, I'm always the fucking planner, and I fucking hate it. I'm sorry. Like, I just wish I could not have to be a planner for once. Like, and it's because it's like it also
That's
carries
fair.
into my career now. Like, I'm always planning shit. But like, thinking back to the Skype calls, I think what always sold me on it, the fact that I know this is how it is because you know me. I was always having to like tell everyone, all right, everyone's doing a Skype call. Everyone, let's go on it right now. I would always have to like do that. Always, always, always. And when we started Discord, I'm like, cool, I don't have to. Now you guys can just fucking hop in the call whenever you want. No one did that
Yeah.
shit. Everyone's like, no, we're waiting for you to tell us to hop on. I'm like, oh my God. And what sold it for me was when I went that trip, that cross country trip. I went off. And I think I asked Sigma at the end because he was the last person I saw before I got back home. I'm like, so how'd the Skype calls go? Today? We didn't have any. I'm like, all right, what the fuck ever, dude. I'm just like, I hate having a plan. I just want someone to be like, hey, be here this time, this date. Cool, I'll be there. But it's like I always
I will commit.
fucking do that, dude. You're the type A
I will
motherfucker. You
commit
know,
to
like
this.
this is your thing, dude. I'm sorry.
I will commit to this. I will start going ahead and reaching out from now on with some times. Once a week, I'll try to throw out a time of like, all right, when we want a ball, and
Like,
then we'll see what happens.
Do you not realize like the guy that does not like organizing shit as it is, like you're already freaking the fuck out, like how I organize like my sheets, does not want to do more planning things. Like, holy fuck. Planners stress me out. Like I hate that. I hate having to manage all that stuff, but I mean at least at work I get paid for it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no, I would very much like to play some Helldivers because that'd be fun.
All right. Speaking of things that are games, we got some One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 Nintendo Switch 2 edition. That's fine, whatever. I think that's it for the boring or the fine shit. All right, yeah, that's it for the less important things. All right, now we got some big things to talk about here. I'll be honest, I kind of forgot about this game because I still need to play the first one, and I'm not looking forward to the experience of it. But Hades 2 for Switch and Switch 2 was announced here.
I need to play Hades 1 still.
Hades 1's a lot of fun. I love that game.
We also got the return of a Nintendo Classic. A Nintendo legacy device is getting its second chance at life. Some might say the Morbius of Nintendo's legacy. We're getting Virtual Boy Classic games, as well as a Virtual Boy stand to put your Switch in.
David, I appreciate you. How you didn't foresee that being $100 is beyond me. Like that's like the first
Well,
thing that
here's the
popped in my
thing.
head,
I
honestly.
forgot that we've already. Here's the thing. I forgot that we've already started bumping up fucking amiibos to $40.
Oh yeah,
I forgot about
dude,
that.
the Kirby set's 50.
That's insane. Absolutely not.
Yeah, and like,
Well,
but then
you can put them on each other's like a little air rider though, can't you?
I don't care if I can make them fuck like frogs. I don't need to fucking deal with that.
But yeah, like, dude, I think what was like, think about it, the Pro controller is like $85-$90 now.
Disgusting.
The GameCube controller is like 60. I think was it 60, 65? I want to say maybe. Like yeah, any thought that you thought, I know in your head you're probably thinking $59.99. No, brother, we are not in 2016
Yeah, that's
anymore.
exactly what I was thinking. Like $60. All right, fine.
No shot in
cute,
the
it's
dark,
dumb.
brother. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing: for $100, I expect like a fucking Virtual Boy Mini, where it's like, all right, it's got all the games on there. Whee!
Yeah, you think that shit wouldn't be 150 or 200?
Games, all 18 games of the Virtual Boy console library on here. Here you go, enjoy, asshole.
Nah, no shot. I'm sorry, dude. The fucking Alarmo was $100. Remember that?
No,
Oh shit.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I'm not memeing here. I genuinely don't remember what the fuck that was.
That was that alarm clock that you can like set themes to, which I thought was cute. But $100, I was like, even me, I'm like, no. I was tempted. I still am tempted. But $100 for like just a regular ass alarm clock, you know, I'm kind of. But no, $100 for this 100% was what I thought, and I'm still sold. I'm like, that thing's gonna look great on the shelf. I'm gonna fuck around with it for a bit. That's cool with me. But
Absolutely not. I have an actual Virtual Boy. I don't need to get a $100 replica.
I'm also just a huge fan of this Nintendo just cranking out the old molds for this because like I don't know, like still one of my favorite things is still that 64 controller, like having a perfectly working 64 controller. I still want to buy 3 more of them, honestly. Even though it's $50 each.
Whew.
Yeah, but it's so fucking cool getting just like a brand new like version of those things. And the Virtual Boy's gonna look on the shelf somewhere. I can already see it somewhere sitting around here somewhere. But, you got me with that stuff.
Wizard puts out a Nintendo 64 controller because our GameCube ones are really good.
Who did? Sorry.
Wizard or Nixie, the Wizard's the GameCube controller.
Okay. I'm open to those for sure. Continue.
Yes, we got a release date for Metroid Prime 4 that started off looking like a goddamn Metroid racing game.
I've seen a lot of people like, oh my god, she's coming to Mario Kart.
That'd be sick.
That would be fucking sick, but
You know, I'm honestly surprised we didn't get any Mario Kart fucking shit at this direct here with all the Mario shit we did get.
yeah, it's really weird that Bonanza got DLC before Mario Kart. I feel like, or some kind of announcement before Mario Kart.
Yeah, that
Eventually.
tells to me that this was meant to be in the game and they just didn't have time to finish letting it cook.
Right.
Like a certain other DLC we're gonna have coming up here in a second.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. That's gonna be towards the end here. Things that definitely have time to cook. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. I'm always excited for a Yoshi story game.
I was hoping they introduced Your Story too. I don't know why it feels like someone's like, we can't call it story. What do we call it? Mysterious Book. Okay. Just call it story too. Fuck it, dude. That's me nitpicking, but I don't know. Still gonna play it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love me a good Yoshi game. And then let's see. I'll save that for okay. Yeah, all right, we're getting to the end here. Next up that we'll discuss here, an absolute pleasant fucking surprise that I popped off for. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined.
Yeah.
So
that's
this
one of
is-
the pricey ones, right?
Yeah, this is gonna be a full
Fuck
kind of price game here.
resellers. Excited because I'm waiting. I think I'm waiting for 4, 5, or 6. One of those that I'm still missing on the DS. So I'm just hoping those get remade so I can complete my collection finally.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. Dragon Quest VII was my first Dragon Quest on the PlayStation 1. I absolutely adored it. Fantastic game. And I actually really didn't care for the 3DS version as much. I thought it was fine, but I didn't at the time like the art style for it. But seeing this reimagined version, beautiful, fantastic, no
I-
complaints. Absolutely excited to see it happen.
Does it not like really plant itself? I guess it makes sense to me, but like let me just go off on it for a second. It's not really like making us wonder as to why they're avoiding Chrono Trigger so much when it comes to these things.
I wonder it constantly because I still don't understand how we don't have on modern consoles a way to play Chrono Trigger. Like that
The
baffles
DS
me.
does
Like,
not
even
sell well. I know it wasn't
well,
mega
here's the
printed
thing.
though.
Well, that's the problem. You're thinking not like Square Enix, because Square Enix, if they go back to Chrono Trigger, they're not doing the DS version.
No, but I'm like,
They'll-
did it not sell well to show interest in it? Because
showed-
we're dancing
it
around,
sold
motherfucker. We
fine.
got Chrono Cross, like brothers. Come on.
Here's the thing. It sold fine, but this is Square Enix we're talking about. They have these expectations that they're fucking gonna make the richest game every time.
And they also lost their ass on NFTs and shit, so gotta make a little bit of
Yes.
money back.
I'm confused to why they haven't. I'm also kind of glad because I really don't want them to fuck it up somehow. But
Well, didn't the creator come out not too long ago and he let it slip that it had been worked on?
he was saying that, and then he had to go like, "Oh wait, I didn't mean that," or something like that, which
Right.
obviously means like,
yeah,
okay.
he's like, yeah, he kind of went back and forth on it, and it's one of those things that they keep teasing it because they've done some re-releases of and some like orchestral remasters of some of the songs from the game recently, and again, they keep referring back to Chrono Trigger, but it never gets touched, and I'm sad that it just didn't happen during Toriyama's life to kind of see that game remade.
Yeah.
But it is one of those bizarre things that I don't understand how there just isn't a modern way to like properly play Chrono Trigger, because it's
You can play it on your
such
cell
a
phone.
yeah, the cell phone version's not the greatest way to play it.
DS is the way to
Yeah.
play it.
with you.
If you could play a DS, you played that.
Yeah, the DS version, if you want the extra content, if not, play the SNES version. As much as I like the PlayStation 1 version, the load times are abysmal to deal with. But yeah, I don't understand, because either at this point it needs to get and I would want to see. I think that Chrono Trigger would genuinely lend itself well to like HD 2D. I think that would be gorgeous to see
I
the
feel
game in
like
that
this kind
style.
of game would and story would pop off so hard right now too.
Yes, very much. Pardon the pun, but it is very much a timeless kind of game.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Next up.
So speaking of games coming back, this took me entirely fucking off guard, because I don't know what took Koei Tecmo so fucking long to do this. But my boy is back. We got Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly remake. I fucking popped off for this. Now all we're missing is Fatal Frame 1, and then we will have the entirety of Fatal Frame on Switch.
You know what I've been most happy about on the Switch 2 about, even though I'm not really like tapped into me doing it yet, is like it felt by the end of the Switch, I kind of felt weird about buying Switch games and Switch ports because I'm like, yeah, I just don't think these are gonna perform very well. You know, like they're not gonna. But now Switch 2, I'm like, all right, cool, we're good again. I can go back and play those things and we're probably fine.
Yeah, a lot of there's still some that are a little goofy because they're being tagged to like the handheld performance rates, which is unfortunate for a lot of those games. But there's so many games that it's like you don't have to worry about that anymore because Switch 2 go burr, at least in comparison to Switch 1.
Right.
And that's the thing is like I bought my Switch library with the understanding that everything I'm buying for it is something that's I want to specifically have the convenience in mind of playing it portably. So a lot of RPGs, a lot of visual novels, and
Yeah,
a lot of just
I
Nintendo
want to have them
exclusive
just
shit.
physical media ownership thing.
Exactly.
All right. And so I think that brings us to, yes, the last two things here to discuss. I'll save the other set because it's a set for after. But we finally got our first look at the next Fire Emblem, Fortune's Weave. Game be looking fucking crispy. A gladiatorial setting for Fire Emblem is such a perfect fucking choice.
I need to play Three Houses eventually.
Loved Three Houses. I was talking to a buddy at work about it because he just finished up his third playthrough of Expedition 33, and he's like, "I need something else. What do you got?" I'm like, "Well, there's this new Fire Emblem coming out. If you want to get on board and figure out what this is all about, you can enjoy Three Houses." He's like, "Cool. How long do I take to 100% that game? You got 600 hours?" He's like, "I do not." I'm like, "Well, that's no, you don't have time for that then."
Hard pass. That's one
But
reason
yeah,
why I
I'm
haven't even
excited
touched
for
it
it.
yet.
I love the Three Houses. I thoroughly enjoy the time that I spent with it. I will never go through that game 100% just because one, I don't like some of the characters, and there's one hall route that it is majority of the characters I do not like, so I don't care to go through their story route. And also just the fact that it's not necessary. Like I got my perfect playthrough on my first playthrough. I did the Black Eagles route, had a grand old time. Edelgard did nothing wrong. And then I played a little bit of the Golden Deer on my next playthrough. And then halfway through that, I said, you know what? I'm done. And I haven't gone back since, but I adore that game. And then I started playing the Dynasty Warriors version of Three Houses, which I was hoping would have been like a sequel or something. But no, it's literally just a retelling of Three Houses, just with some minor story tweaks where they try to build up the Byleth as actually being this like indomitable, badass, almost like Lubu style character.
Really quick, sorry.
Uh,
Just really quick, interrupt me. What's the next game we're talking about? The last game?
we're going over the Pokemon stuff last.
Okay. Did we talk about that Zelda Age of Calamity thing?
Oh, I
already?
forgot about the Age of Imprisonment. No, I
Yeah.
forgot all about Age of Imprisonment.
All right, sorry. I'll keep going. Fire Emblem.
Yeah, no, which I enjoyed that. I didn't finish that one. I do need to get back to that, but that game fucking chugged on the Switch. So hopefully with the Switch
We're
2,
good
the game
now.
won't chug as much. Yeah.
Fingers
So let's talk
crossed.
about that real quick. Actually, Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. Game is looking mint. I enjoy me Warriors. I enjoy me Zelda. Give me both. Delicious.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if I do that or Tears of the Kingdom next.
I certainly will play through that before I play through Tears of the Kingdom because I still
I-
haven't even gone through Breath.
I will say, so from what I know of this game, I feel like playing Tears of the Kingdom is better. Because a lot of what happens in this game happens concurrently with Tears of the Kingdom, from what I believe.
Okay, and that'd be one of those callback moments where, like, hey, that's cool.
Right.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm not touching Tears until I play Breath, and goddamn, I do not have the attention span for Breath. So I'm definitely not gonna have the attention span for Tears.
Yeah.
I loved the idea of putting it in open world because I feel like Zelda really does lend itself to the concept. But goddamn, it reminded me that I really am not the biggest fan of open world games. When you give me too much shit to do, I have no attention span for any of it.
I am also not really, but Breath of the Wild is one of the exceptions where I can really just kind of get lost enough, but also I conceded with myself and said, all right, Shrine Guide. Oop.
Oh,
Give me a sec.
we lost him.
I'm moving my camera probably.
No.
There we go. Shrine Guide, so whatever, you know what I mean? But
Fair.
recommend it though. Breath of the Wild was so fantastic.
All right.
Completely agree.
And with that, we have the last things from the direct to talk about, which is we got some Pokemans. We're gonna save the crown jewel of it for last. Let's get angry first. So Pokemon Legends ZA, we got a new trailer for that. And then with it came some controversy because we got two bits of fascinating news along with this. The first one being that before the game is even out yet, we getting DLC, boys.
Yeah.
And not only are we getting DLC that gives us a Mega X and Y Raichu, we're also getting the fact that the starters in Pokemon Legends ZA are getting Mega Evolutions, but they're locked behind competitive. So if you want Megas, your starter Pokemon to be Megas, you have to play ranked competitive in order to unlock the Mega Stones for them.
It's been a while since we've had one of those games with DLC announced ahead of time. Like that was a big thing way back when, but now it's like I feel like that shocked me a little bit. I was like, it's been a long time since we had.
Well, it
seen
shocked
that.
me because Pokemon didn't even have DLC until Switch. So to even have a DLC announced is wild. Legends Arceus had a patch, but it didn't have like a paid DLC. From the sounds of it, Mega Dimensions is a paid DLC.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, that's right, because I think they've also confirmed that's like $30 for the paid DLC for Legends ZA.
Sheesh.
It's also
Uh,
even more insidious too, because like to play competitive, you have to have Switch Online, so
Yep.
you have to go pay for that.
You know what though? Now, no, hold on. I take this back. It makes sense because they just got cut up on this DLC bandwagon, so they're kind of like catching up retroactively, you know. So like, we're back then, people were like, "All right, cool, DLC is kind of fun." Now we're doing on disc DLC. Let's do that for a little bit. And they're like, "Oh, people hate
Man,
this. All right,
I
my
miss
bad."
third versions.
Yeah,
I miss when we just got third versions of
I
games.
miss when this shit was just the way it was. What do I know?
But you know what? That's fine. We got the sour taste of that taken out of our mouths because we fucking cooking boys. We have Animal Crossing at home, and you know what? It looks even cuter. We got Pokemon Pokopia.
I don't know,
Which
dude. That little Ditto is fucking freaky.
Well,
Something
it's
about
funny
it.
because it starts off almost like a goddamn horror film because you
Yeah.
just see the destroyed Pokedex and the fucking Ditto looking at it. It's like, well, I guess my trainer's dead. I'm gonna go become my trainer now. The fuck? Maybe that'll be part of the story of the game or something. Who knows? But yeah, you fucking build your little Poke village.
Be a
Learn all kinds
fantastic
of
horror
moves.
movie, actually.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
thing from the thing's perspective.
Because imagine like
Essentially.
a real life version of like the Ditto copies of things, right? With the little beady eye. Hell yeah, dude. Egg Pokemon Company, you can have that. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
free.
It's free.
Mega Ditto horror trailer when you did Bellsprout. Come on.
Do it, cowards.
Or Weaving Bell,
But yeah,
yeah.
no, I fucking I fuck with Pokemon Copia. Game looks fucking adorable as hell. It's definitely gonna scratch that Animal Crossing itch. I already know I'm having to buy 2 copies of this, one for me, one for the wife, because I know she's not gonna let me play my copy. So, yeah, game looks adorable as fuck. This is the kind of shit I want to see. The just weird creative Pokemon shit. Let's go. Let's keep coming up with these fun different things to do with the franchise.
Kels, we should take David to Coachella. I feel like he'd have a lot of fun.
You think so? You think
I
that's
think
his vibe?
I think he'd have the best time of his life. In my best, I mean, he will never talk for the rest of his life about how miserable of a moment it was.
Do they have a lineup for the next
They
one?
do. I'm thinking about it. Um, because it's really not that bad of priced
Carpenter.
when you think about it. Like it's $500 for the weekend pass, which is like not bad in the grand scheme of things.
Sexy Red's gonna be there.
Yes, brother. Now you're getting it. See, he's getting it now. Do you see 9 Inch Noise though?
Yeah, that's funny.
I want to see the Strokes. That'd be fun. Major Laser. But I say that because someone on Twitter just kind of told me.
Young Thug.
They said Coachella is goated, man. From leaving to camp Wednesday night to shotgunning a Modelo on the security line at 4 a.m. Being on a complete 4-day bender in the desert with your best friends listening to great music all weekend long.
Oh fuck, Creepiness is gonna be there. Hell yeah! All right, that's
There you go. David's gonna have fun.
No Dave Blunt.
I found two things
Dave
so
Blunt's?
far.
I said no. Yeah, I was looking for him.
I would have bought my ticket right now. Dave
Oh
Blunt's?
shit, Juiced is okay. So Juiced is gonna be there. All right.
I would kill to see David in the Coachella weekend live just to see how you would do. It'd be so funny. I'd record that for documentary purposes. Definitely day 1 and 2 and recover that day 3 because I'm not seeing too much day 3 of what I'd be into, but
So far only day 1 has anything that I've even heard of. So
never heard of the Strokes?
no.
You serious?
Yeah.
Huh. You definitely know some of their songs.
Oh, I have no doubt. But it's one of those things that
I think you'd like them.
What the fuck? What the fuck do you mean suicidal tendencies? There's no way. Get the fuck out of here. It's not the same.
They're right there.
No.
What do you mean? Cal, is anyone sticking out to you?
No,
there
not
was-
really, and that's what's kind of surprising. It was a few years ago. Knock Loose was on Coachella, so I was kind of scrolling through, seeing if there's any like big, like hardcore bands like that I can like recognize. And there's really not. There's like a few, but none on like that same level. Hot Mulligan's gonna be on Friday. That's sick. I really like them. I'm going to see them in October, I think. So that's cool that they're playing Coachella. Yeah, but no.
Yeah, admittedly, there's only like really 2 acts on there. I just kind of want to go for the experience, but this wouldn't be it. Last year's Coachella was or this year, I guess, was the Coachella I would have wanted to make if I could have. And I tried for a second. But alternatively, I put in the Discord if you're curious. The When We Were Young lineup is actually like really cool. I remember reading on the subreddit, everyone's like, "What the fuck is this lineup? Who's this for?" And I'm like, "It's for me, dude. Hell yeah, dude. This is great." You guys want to peek at that? We got
Yeah, I'm taking a little peek-see.
but Knock Loose is here.
We got Offspring, Blink
They're very
182,
sick, too,
Bad
a few
Religion.
times. Lexus on Fire, nice. Kublai Khan, okay.
And honestly, I
Ooh, Let Live.
think
nice.
I mentioned it to you guys. I forget, but the conversation I had with the girlfriend on the way back from when we were young this year or last year was yeah, that was fun. I don't know if I'd go again. You know what? I'd go if something happened. What would you go for? If Panic at the Disco came out and played a favorite you can't sort out in full, I'm there. Just like, all right, cool. And then like I swear to God, like a month later, hey, Panic at the Disco's reuniting to play a favorite you can't sort out in its entirety. I'm like, cool, book tickets. We're there.
Yeah, this is a lineup I could almost convince my wife to go see.
Yeah, this is a solid lineup. This is definitely my kind of lineup, honestly.
It's definitely a lot more than fucking Coachella. Goddamn,
Oh yeah. This is also one day though.
as it should be.
It's tough.
That's it's 18 and 19th.
Yep.
Oh, same lineup each day. There you go.
Yep.
Hell
So
yeah.
what a lot of people do is they'll get tickets to both and just kind of like map out your game plan for both days because you are hustling across the fairground to like get to one band to the other band. So what we're gonna do is we got Saturday tickets, and we're gonna see how we're feeling on Sunday, and we're gonna probably camp resellers and see if we can get someone for cheap because there are times where you just go down there and just hang out by the gate, and people are like, "Hey, fuck it, $50 for the ticket. I'm not gonna go." And I was like, "All right, cool. There you go, bum." So yeah, that's coming up for next month for me. I'm excited. Definitely excited to see Knock Loose. I'm kind of excited to see Weezer, honestly. A Bad Religion,
My
haven't seen
wife's
him
seen them
hop in it.
randomly.
Yeah,
Yeah, she said they were really good.
nice. I've never seen Blink live, I don't believe.
That'd be sick.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Mr. Tom is back with them.
Yep. We got a full lineup. But hell yeah. I think there's nothing really else in the news lineup, right?
Not really anything important. No.
No firings this week. Nothing like that.
No, actually, there was a firing.
Oh no.
Let's see.
Adrian was made to give his resignation for comments he made.
Ghost of
Oh,
Yote
yeah,
dev fired for Charlie Cook joke after right wing pressure campaign.
Jesus Christ. Also, Overwatch, they're doing the Phantom Thieves crossover.
Right. How's that looking?
Everyone thought it was going to be a Kiriko skin. Psych. Kiriko gets no skins.
I haven't even seen the skins yet. Hold up.
They actually all look pretty good. Diva is Makoto. Mercy is Fox. The new healer guy, Wu Shan or whatever, he's Joker.
I don't even know who you are.
Yeah. Lifeweaver is
Oh, Mercy as Panther's kind of solid.
yeah, Panther. There you go. And then Lifeweaver's Fox.
All right, Skull Genji's kind of hilarious.
Oh yeah, Skull Genji, Ryuji.
Especially when you had
Oh.
fucking Yusuke right there.
Oh
but no.
fuck. They're all out attack are their highlights, huh? That's sick. I fuck with that.
There's a comment further down that's like, yes, let's put this death chart up. Almost every game that Persona has had a collab with in the last couple of years has been end of service after a year of the collab happening.
They're stealing hearts, honestly.
So there's 5 games that have been end of service after their fucking Persona 5 collab. Maybe
well, does
Overwatch
it still
is
count if
finally
they do
next.
Overwatch 3?
This time it's just single player.
I'm
no
tempted,
multiplayer.
brother.
Fuck
I'm
it.
so tempted to play it. I've
Supposedly,
downloaded it. I've not played it.
Absolutely not.
I've seen talks that there's hints at PvE coming back. Be super
I just don't
interesting.
get how they haven't just at this point just made it again, do what they kind of were originally doing. Just make it its own separate fucking game. Just release goddamn Overwatch single player, the game. Like, not fucking rocket surgery.
I don't know. We always talk about.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Say it again.
It's not fucking rocket surgery.
Oh, yeah.
You got it. Good one.
It's not brain science.
Exactly.
That's the podcast. It's not rocket surgery or brain science. It's something. Neither of those, though.
It's some bullshit is what it is.
Rocket surgery is so funny. It's not rocket surgery. It's not delivery.
It's the
It's
shirt.
rocket surgery.
All right. Signing out, David.
Hell yeah. Bye.
All right, stream. It's been fun. Adios.
By stream.